right, and we are live. So, Carolina. So, the Cardinals versus the Seahawks. Like I said, battle of NFC West teams. I'm putting in the description. Obviously, both these teams are 2-1. I mean, really, like I said, the whole entire NFC West is up for grabs. You got the Rams are also 2-1, and the 49ers that are 3-0. You return up to 10 to 15, up to the 20. And that's going to be about to like the 26 yard line. So first down 10 from the 26 yard line for the Cardinals. I kind of like their new uniforms. Um, I will say this, like I said, I picked the Seahawks to win. I kind of hope they win because I think I was one that picked in my pick'ems. I think everybody else forgot. So hopefully they win. And two, another thing as well is I was talking about before with this Cardinals Seahawks is that whoever loses is going to be 0-2 in the division, and this is going to be a very tightly contested division. So don't want to start off pretty bad in the beginning of the season. So from the 26 yard line, empty set for Kyler Murray. Draws back a pass and quick throw to Marvin Harrison Jr. He's going to be up to the 30, up to about the 34 yard line. Nice gain there, about 8 yards. This will be second down and about 2 for the Cardinals. Like I said, I do like the jerseys. Like I said, has the Arizona symbol on the side. It's not like pure white. It's kind of like a I don't know. I guess like a sand kind of color. I don't know. It's kind of like sand kind of color. So I like it. All right, second down 2. Kyler Murray's got Trey Benson to his right. Going to be a drop back to pass. Throws off to the left side. It's going to be a who was that? Trey McBride with the catch can be about for a 5 yard gain. It's going to be first down 10 for the Cardinals. Yeah, I do like the jerseys because I think it's part of the what is it called? Is it Rivals? Is that what they're calling it? The new jersey they're giving some people. I think it's called Rivals. I'm not for sure, but I do like the jerseys. So first down 10 for the 40 yard line. Kyler Murray under center. Trey Benson in the backfield. Going to be a handoff to him, who's going to have to sidestep a defender and basically gets back to the line of scrimmage. Who was that? I think it was that Derek Hall? Obviously, Trey Benson is the starter, the second-year running back out of Florida State. With wow, oh my goodness, I just lost. I'll think about it in a second. Second down and 10 from about the 41 yard line. Kyler Murray shotgun formation. Trey Benson to his left. Going to send Dortch in motion over to the right. Going to be a keeper, and he's got a little bit of a lane. And great job there by Derek Hall, but chasing him down for only about a 3 yard gain. Third down and 7. I thought that was gonna come to me. How is it? How am I forgetting? I know his face. Pittsburgh, running back. James Conner. Goodness gracious. I don't know why. I was keeping thinking like a JC. I know what it is. All right, so third down about 7 from about the 44 yard line. Kyler Murray in shotgun formation, running back to his left. Drops back to pass and is rolling, throwing a very, very deep ball. And that's going to be incomplete. Try to get it to Michael Wilson. Kind of an odd throw by Kyler Murray there. So it'll be incomplete. Fourth down and 7, and the punt will be away for the Cardinals. 12:25 would go in the first. So they brought 4 off the left side. Yeah, it was not. It was a really, really bad pass. So punt is away for the Cardinals. Gonna be fair caught at about the 13. Yeah, about 13 yard line. First down 10 for the Seahawks. So Seahawks gonna get the ball back when we go 12-17 left to go in the first. Like I said, hopefully the Seahawks win. I picked them to win, so hope that case. Hope that stays. I will say that there are some interesting matchups to say the least coming up not this season, but this week. Like I said, I already talked about the Cardinals and Seahawks. I kind of expect the Seahawks to win. I'm hoping that they win because I picked them. Um, but like I said, you got Commanders Falcons, which was an interesting game last year. Michael Penix hopefully having a little bit of bounce back because he had a pretty terrible game against the Carolina Panthers. Vikings Steelers, so obviously Aaron Rodgers versus the Vikings, but we're in Ireland, so should make it interesting. Um, Chargers Giants is interesting for the fact of why now do you decide to do Jackson Dart against one of the best defenses in the league? I don't understand that at all. Um, Honestly, a lot of people don't. Like, why not just do Jameis Winston? If you're sick and tired of Russ, why not do Jameis Winston? And then next week, if Jameis Winston does okay, you can have him go against the Saints for like a little bit of revenge or whatever, and then you start Jackson Dart. Like, I don't know why you're putting him against the Chargers. Titans Texans both 0-3. There's a couple of 0-3 teams going against each other. I think the Texans are going to win, but it'd be hilarious if they're 0-4. Not for my friend Luke, but like I said, it'd be very fun. Eagles versus Patriots. I'm a huge Panthers fan, so I'm hopeful that we win, but I'm not expecting to win. But I'm just like, hey, if we win, we win. Saints Bills. That's going to be blowout again. Like I said, Saints Bills and Chargers Giants are going to be absolute blowouts. Browns Lions should be interesting because that Browns defense is like I want to say they're back to the 2023 level, but I'm like trying to hold my breath. I'm like, let's see if it continues. Going against a really good run game. Hopefully they'll be able to stop the two-headed monster there. And then Jaguars 49ers should be interesting too to see Mac Jones against the Jaguars. I'll talk about that in a second. About to be back to the game. So it'll be first down and 10 about the 14-yard line. Sam Darnold going to be in pistol formation. Going to be a toss out to Kenneth Walker, who is, great defense by the Cardinals there. There's nowhere for him to go. Great defense off the left side. That's going to be second down and 10. No gain. Like, I keep on saying this, but I really do like the Cardinals uniforms. It's like a sandy kind of color instead of just being just like pure white. I like it. So, going to be a little screen action. That's going to be to Kenneth Walker. He's got some blockers. Kenneth Walker, why do you only have 3? Also, terrible job by the cornerback there. You gotta force him back inside. Like, you literally went straight inside. Don't understand what that is. But great job by Kenneth Walker there, getting up almost up to the 40-yard line. So up to the 43-yard line. Shotgun formation. Going to have Charbonnet to the right. Going to be a little swing out action. That's going to be to number 11, and that's going to be about a 1-yard gain for Smith-Njigba. So second down and 9 for the Seahawks. My Saints fan friend keeps saying they're going 0-17. So in order to ruin their tank, the Saints should do the funniest thing this Saturday. Honestly, it would be a lot of things would have to go wrong for the Bills if the Saints won. Like next week, I can see them beating the Giants. I actually predicted them to beat the Giants. But I don't think they're going to go 0-17. I think their defense is good enough. Kenneth Walker tries a reverse field, and he just, loses about 3 yards. Well, maybe 2. I'll say about third down and 12. Kenneth Walker tried to, like I said, there was nothing there. The run defense is doing pretty good for the Cardinals so far. But that's going to be about third down. Let's see, it's third down and 13, third down and 12. It's 10-10 left to go in the first quarter. Third and 10? What? Oh, because they did gain 2 yards. Yeah, they did gain a yard or 2. So, third down 10. Sam Darnold going to be in, looks like, empty set. Drops back to pass, gets pressure, throws. That's going to be caught, and that's going to be by number 15, Torrey Horton, who gets so close. He is so close. But it's going to be 4th and 1. If I'm Seahawks, I'm going for it. It's kind of in that weird space. It's right at close by midfield. I would go for it. You got Kenneth Walker. You got a much improved offensive line, but great blitz there by Budda Baker kind of forces that ball pretty quickly. And, Horton tries his best to get it. He's moving forward. Let's see. Looks like it's going to be, 4th and 1. Going to have Charbonnet to his left. 2 tight ends to the left. Sam Darnold. Going to be a handoff, and Charbonnet tries the right side, and he's not going to get it. Great job there. By number 2, is that who I think it is? Yes, it is. It's Mack Wilson. Great job there, Mack Wilson. Gets the penetration. So 9:02 left to go in the first quarter, and a turnaround downs by the Seahawks. I've got JSN in fantasy, so I hope he continues his being good streak. And the season, Saints 1-16 toilet bowl champions. Bills 16-1 Super Bowl champions with the funniest loss. That would be. I'm trying to think of what was it? Shoot. I'm trying to think what it was like. It was a couple of years ago. I'm trying to remember if it was the Eagles during their Super Bowl run when they lost, they had like a wild loss. There was somebody that was like it was like that they won against like basically like a Super Bowl contender, and they were like a top 3 pick. I'm trying to think of what it is. I might be wrong, but I feel like I'm right, but I can't think of the top of my head. But yeah, no, like I said, it would be awesome. But let me continue on with the other games I was talking about. So I guess I was finishing up with the Jaguars 49ers game. Like I said, very, very interested to see that one because, like I said, Mac Jones going against technically his former team, where he's from too. So I'm pretty sure he's from Jacksonville, or it's the team that he grew up like rooting for. I still picked the 49ers. I know like without Nick Bosa, it's going to be kind of harder, but I think it's a winnable game. I like this. I like the 49ers defense, even though, like I said, not having Nick Bosa definitely brings a different dynamic to the game. But I'm sticking with the 49ers, going on a little bit of a run, even without having Brock Purdy on there and a lot of important players. Colts, Rams, I think this is where the Colts, I'm not going to say get exposed, because like I said, I'm not like a hater like that. But I do think the 3-0 is a little bit misleading they were initially, but I'm not going to be like, oh, the Colts are going to be going to Super Bowl. Let's pump the brakes a little bit. I think they're still in the driver's seat to win the division as of right now, unless something catastrophic happens. Which honestly, with the AFC South, it's very believable that would be the case. But like I said, the Rams are a really good team. They're going to be upset because of the fact that they lost to the Eagles when honestly they should have had the game at hand. And then Bears Raiders, I don't know. Honestly, the Bears Raiders is kind of like up in the air. I'm like, I really don't know. I'm going back and forth. I think I picked the Bears because I believe in them a little bit more than the Raiders, but it's not much. Greg Dortch's going to go into motion and motion back out. Kyler Murray drops back to pass. It'll be a little screen action. Great job there. Who is that? Is that Boye Mafe? Yes, it is. So Mafe with a deflection on the screen pass. Make a second down and 10, 8:58 remaining in the first quarter. I'm facing Trey Benson and Marvin Harrison Jr. Please put up a not good game. They can win, just on the ground, if not through the air. Well, like I said, I prefer if the Seahawks win because, like I said, I believe my pick'ems I was the only one that picked today because everybody else forgot, which I'm hoping that's the case. So second down 10 from the 48-yard line. Kyler Murray and shotgun from running up to the 45, and oh my gosh, no way did Bryant. Oh my gosh. So Bryant was the one that picked it off, then got laid up by his own player, and I'm pretty sure that the Cardinals might have picked this ball up. That is hilarious. That is hilarious if that's the case. Can you imagine your teammate if you're Jacksonville, you've done it. No, it wasn't Jacksonville. Jacksonville against it. That's crazy. Trey Benson recovers. Oh my gosh. Okay, so let's make sure. Let's see. Bryant literally gets. Okay. Question. Yes, he got hit by his teammate, but he also slid. So does that indicate that he's down? Because if that's the case, then it's still a turnover because the ball does not come out until he hits the ground. So I think actually Kobe Bryant retains this. I think Seahawks retain this, though it would have been hilarious if the fact that like his teammate forced the fumble. They have to overrule it though. Like I said, I'm hoping the Seahawks keep this one. I'm hoping they keep this one. They're going to commercial break on the review, but literally, like I said, it unfortunately it kind of looked like um, Marvin Harrison Jr. just stopped on the route and then he just threw it right to the safety. Like I said, I had to watch it back, but it did not look good. And then Kobe Bryant just picked it off, started running down the sideline, and then got laid out by his teammate, which is something to behold for sure. Um, I'm setting my pick'ems: Jets or Dolphins. Ooh, battle of the peace-smelling street cities. Dude, I think did I pick Jets? I think I end up picking Jets, and I don't feel confident in it. It's the one that I was going back and forth on. Like I said, there's a lot of games I'm going back and forth on, but I would probably say go Jets. I feel like the Jets have better defense. Dolphins have been struggling. I think the Jets can actually get something going on offense because they were able to against. They were still able to go against the Buccaneers defense too, and had some success. So I think they're definitely have some success against the Dolphins defense. I would go Jets, but like I said, it's much more of a toss up. I don't feel confident about either. It would be hilarious for the Chiefs to be 1-3, but I just until you can show me you're an actual team and not just beat up on a lowly Giants. I saying that call stands. Wow. So Arizona's gonna be the ball. But Ravens, Chiefs, like I said, I'm gonna go with the Ravens mainly because like I feel more confident in them than I do the fact like, oh well, it's the Chiefs, so you should trust the Chiefs. No, like I just don't feel that way. So first down 10 from the 47-yard line after that pick and then fumble. Kyler Murray under center. Going to be a handoff to Trey Benson. He's got the left side up to the 45-40. Up to about the 35, and that's going to be a first down for the Cardinals. Great job by Trey Benson there. ESPN odds, Jets 31 picked, Dolphins 69 picked. Makes no sense to me. Jets have looked competitive. Dolphins imitated their namesake and got poached. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I can understand it somewhat. I can understand somewhat that, like, you want to have good faith with the Dolphins. But same as actually no, on that play there was a pick. It was just a bad throw by Kyler. All right, so first down 10 from the 35-yard line. Kyler Murray drops by the pass and is going to try to scramble up to the right side, dump it off to Trey Benson, who is going to avoid tackle, get up to about the 30-yard line. So great job there, 5 yards, second down and 5. And there is a flag, though it didn't look like a face mask, so I don't know why. Was it a face mask? It is a face mask. Okay. Let's see here. On Tariq Woolen. So let's see here. Let's see. Oh, when he crossed his face, let's see. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. My bad. I didn't even catch that. But like I said, I don't know. I think it's just a lot of people want to have faith in the Dolphins. They're like, oh, they'll get it right. They're 0-3, but hopefully they'll win. But I don't know. I just don't trust. I just don't trust them. I don't. First down 10 from the 16-yard line after that penalty. Trey Benson's going to go into motion to the left. Kyler Murray's going to hand it off to Greg Dortch. He's going to try the right side. Sidesteps Leonard Williams and gets down for about a 2-yard gain. Second down 8. Hall with a tackle. A little misdirection by the Cardinals. Yeah, like I said, I just don't know. I like some of the Dolphins players. I like what they've done in the draft last year. Well, this past draft, but they just got a long way from them to go for me to actually trust them. Second down 7. Okay, from about the 14-yard line. Kyler Murray shotgun formation. Going to have a running back to his right, drops back to pass, and going to throw across the middle, and that's going to be, I can't tell this 85. That's going to be. Yes, it is. Okay, so up to about the 11-yard after that 4-yard gain. That's McBride. So it'll be third down and about 3 or 4. Let's gracious. 6:45 would go in the first quarter. They say third down and 5. Why do they keep on changing it? They keep on changing it. Two tight ends to the right. Kyler Murray, shotgun formation, going to have Trey. No, it's not Trey Benson. It looks like it's is that DeMarcado? I think it is to his right. And that should be a offsides penalty. Yes, it is. Offsides on I think Leonard Williams. I've set two pie in the sky picks Falcons over commies. I'm just a homer. I technically did that one. Wait, I think no. Actually, I think I did. And Titans over Texas because that would be so funny. Yes, it would be funny. Not for Luke, but it would be hilarious. Texas defense is so good, but I'm really warming up to the Titans, one of the more likable teams AFC South. I honestly would like the Titans too if it's not coached by Brian Callahan. Once he's gone, if they can get a good, competent head coach, maybe. Because I said, I liked Cam Ward. I didn't have him as a tier 1 quarterback, but I had him like a tier 2, and I was like, I'll hit my wagon to him. I think he'd be good in the NFL. But third down and 9, so they actually called it on the Cardinals. From the 15-yard line, Kyler Murray drops back to pass, throws across the middle to be caught by Greg Dortch, who bounced off a tackle, cuts back in and down to about the 9-yard line. So it'll be fourth down and about like a long 3. So Cardinals more than likely going to kick this one. Yep, send on a kicking team. But yeah, I want the Titans to be good because it'd be nice for the Titans to be good. But that offensive line has just looked so bad. It's looked so bad, and like I understood, like we didn't think that Dan Moore would be good, but that's just one guy. And you put a lot of investment in the offensive line. It just has not turned out right for y'all. So that's a delay game. So for some reason, there's a delayed game. I don't know. Yeah, it's a delayed game. So instead of being 27-yarder, it's going to be like a 32-yard? Yeah, 32-yard field goal attempt. 5:05 to go in the first quarter. Don't know why it took them forever to get the field goal unit on. Wait, I confused Trey Benson with Trey McBride. Oh, other Redbird team, do what you did and lay a goose egg or kick it a lot. Well, Ryland's on for the field goal attempt to make it a 3-0 game, and now refs are talking. I don't know what in the world is going on. What is the problem? What is the issue? Okay, now we're kicking. Well, I don't understand what the problem was, but now we're kicking it. They were like conferring, I guess, like, hey, was that a delay game? Yeah, it was a delay game. Okay, we'll move on. So Ryland on to kick this one away. Kick is up, and kick is good, right down the middle. So it is 3-0, 4:37. Let's go in the first quarter. The Cardinals take the lead. Or just don't use your wide receiver 1 or running back 1. You're used to it. You don't even got to change too much. Honestly, yeah. Like I said, they tried to target Marvin Harris Jr., but that was a really bad pass by Kyler. And so far, they've actually have kind of used Trey Benson. I will say that. They actually have used Trey Benson and his receiving ability, too, because he had that when he was at Florida State. So, yeah, no, I think – best word here. I think they might have a quiet night because I still think like this Seahawks team is pretty good, but I would be surprised if Trey Benson didn't have like a decent night because I think they're going to try to get him into space. What's up, Zoe? So we got Cardinals versus Seahawks. Cardinals just scored a field goal, so it is 3-0 with it was like what did I say 4:37 left to go in the first quarter, I think. Oh, there was also something too. I don't know if you came in later to see the actual game, but the Seahawks picked it off, ran it down the sideline, and then the safety's own teammate 5-yard line up to the 15, up to 20, up to the 25. Well, not really. Charbonnet up to about the 24-yard line. So first down 10 for the no, it's not Charbonnet. Sorry, 36, not 26. So first down 10 for the Seahawks. To be clear, I'm facing Trey Benson, running back. I thought was Trey McBride, tight end. Okay. That's why I wanted them to not air it out. Now there's no way to keep them quiet. Yeah, like I said, I like Trey Benz coming out. I think he was my running back one because I had him or Jonathan Brooks. I think I had Trey Benz number one. All right, so first down, 10 by the 23-yard line. Going to be a little PA boot who passes it out to number 8, James Conner. So you kind of want to get him more involved because, like I said, James Conner's not going to be back pretty much for the rest of the season. So from the 35-yard line, under center is Sam Darnold with Kenneth Walker in the backfield. Going to be a toss out to him to the left side. He's got some blockers. It's Charles Cross, who unfortunately falls down. But he picks up the first. Oh, no, it gets a 9-yard gain. So second down to 1. Charles Cross was there, and then literally just like he got turned around and then he just fell on his butt because Kenneth Walker bumped into him. That's kind of hilarious. Uh, so sorry, second down to 1. And that's another thing too. Is we were talking about Trey McBride, but also like the Seahawks are getting Kenneth Walker involved because they had that very long screen pass to Kenneth Walker. So second down 1, Sam Darnold going to be in shotgun formation with with Kenneth Walker to his left. Going to be handoff to him, who's got a little bit of a hole. Oh, going up to the right side, up to the 50, 45, 40, up to the 35. Question: why do I keep on getting NFL game streaming on NFLHD.com? I've never had that happen in one of my streams. That's why I'm kind of confused. Quite confused because I have no idea what that is about. So, from the 35-yard line, Sam Darnold under center, going to be a handoff to Kenneth Walker, who's going to try the left side up to the 30, up to about the 27-yard line. Great gain there, about 8 yards. Second down and 2 for the Seahawks. Just keep on giving to Kenneth Walker. Honestly, I mean, it's been working. I will say the first drive that the Cardinals did a pretty good job as far as run defense get them. Going to be another play action pass, and Sam Darnold is looking down the field, sits in the pocket, and kind of throws it at Kenneth Walker's feet. So, third down and 2, 2:16 left to go in the first quarter. I think they're trying to see like Cooper Kupp over the middle, probably in the post to see. They're not going to replay it? Nope. Okay. Well, you can hope for. All right, so third down and 2. Looks like we got Arroyo in there. I see here. Sam Darnold going to be an empty set. Got 2 tight ends to the right. Now going to bring Kenneth Walker into motion. Drops back to pass, throws across the middle, and great catch by Cooper Kupp up to about the 14-yard line. He almost, Matt Wilson drops back in coverage. He almost breaks it up. I mean, it is like that close to getting broken up. So, first down 10 for the Seattle Seahawks. From the 16-yard line, sorry. Going to send Charbonnet into motion over to the right. Drops back to pass. Touchdown. Oh, my goodness. I missed a touchdown. Touchdown A.J. Barner. So, 6-3. Extra point makes it 7-3. I might limit the regulars that filter in and out, though. That's what I'm saying. I try not to do it. Because I'm still like a small channel. But it's just a small thing, so hopefully it just doesn't do it a lot. That's what I'm hoping for. Because I'm also hoping that like new people come in too. So if I do subs only, then like obviously you're not gonna have like new people come in. So 1:33 left to go in the first quarter, and that kick is up, and that kick is good. So it is 7-3. Cardinals are in the hole. Like I said, I'm hoping it stays that way. Because like I said, I picked the Seahawks to win. I just like believe in them a little bit more. They've actually faced against harder teams, and actually, could have won those games. Chiefs, not so much. Packers, Cowboys, I'm so ready to stream that game. I honestly want to see how bad it gets. It's look, I'm not gonna be like Scooter or Delulu. I'm gonna be like Scooter Magruder, just absolute delusion. So I'm not gonna pick the Cowboys to win. But at the same exact time, like, it could get really bad, or it could be like, oh, you know what? The Cowboys put up a little bit of a fight. So I think the Cowboys' offense is good, but that Green Bay defense is like legitimately really. There's a chance that the Packers can put up like a good 30 burger, and I don't think that the Cowboys can do that on offense against this defense. Like I would be very surprised if they make it more than 17. So it could be like something like 30 to 17. Packers win easily. Could have won by more, that kind of game. And you're looking at like, oh wow, like Browns have this really good defense, and this is a continuation of the Cowboys having just a porous defense. Like it's speaking from experience as a Panthers fan. It can get worse. It can definitely get worse. I'm not gonna say it's the same for your your defensive backfield is well, really and truly, it's kind of different because, like, really and truly, they're not playing to their strengths. They're playing man corner than zone, which is like one. You got Matt Eberflus, that's gonna kind of happen. But the fact that you're like not playing to your strengths is kind of showing. So until they kind of change some of that, like I don't think that's really going to be the case. Like Diggs is not a Diggs is not really like a zone corner. He has to put his hands on somebody. So I don't understand why they're running a lot of zone, other than it's just Matt Eberflus. But like I said, I'm thinking it's gonna be a pretty lopsided game. Turn by Greg Dortch up to about the 26-yard line, so first down 10 for the Cardinals. No, my sweet precious baby, Jackson Smith and Jigba, they're stealing your TDs and targets. Yes, they are. They're making sure that, you got to wait until the fourth quarter for JSN to go off. So, like, just hang around, just wait a second. But, anyways, first down 10 from the 26-yard line, I think. 127 to go in the first quarter, still 7-3. Kyler Murray in a shotgun formation, going to send not Trey Brad, going to be Ryman over to the right. Got two tight ends to the left. Going to be a hand of Trey Benson off to the left side, who's going to get up to about the 29-yard line, so gain there about 3 yards. Second down 7. Oh, yeah, this was the couple I was talking about. So, Manuel's got Jake Matthews, Cordell Patterson, and so from the 29-yard line, second down 7. Going to have Greg Dortch to the left of Kyler Murray and Trey Benson to his right. Draws back to pass. He's getting some pressure, and he's going to be sacked back at the 20-yard line. And who is that? I'm sorry, my thing's getting blurry. This is ridiculous. Number 7 for the Seahawks. Oh, it's Nwosu. Okay, it's Nwosu gets a sack. So it'll be third down and probably like 14, maybe. Oh, he just overset. Oh, because it was a play action. It was a play action pass, and the guard kind of like overset, unfortunately. So third and 15 from the 21-yard line, and I mean, what is going on? Like it is like Seahawks call timeout. Okay, so Seahawks call timeout instead of the Cardinals. I mean, it was like down like 4 seconds on the play clock. I don't understand why the Seahawks call a timeout, but okay, you got like 8 seconds left to go in the first quarter. It's third down and 15, so you should be able to do it. But I don't know. Why do every bird team give me a reason to stress? I already love the Falcons more than they love me back, and I have other birds for fantasy that love to lay poopers for me. Yeah, I don't know. Like the bird teams and the cat teams are they're little oddballs. Let's just say they're oddballs. Like the Ravens. Like I had Zay Flowers. I believed in Zay Flowers, and at first it was working for me, and then last week it definitely did not. Kyler Murray drops back to pass, rolls up to his right, is trying to outrun the zero. He does, and he basically gets like 5 yards, and that's gonna be it. So it's gonna be fourth down and forever, and that's gonna be the end of the first quarter. 7-3, gonna go to commercial break. But yeah, I don't know. I think like the Cardinals and the Seahawks have been. The Cardinals have been more up and down for sure, but they've had like decent seasons, or they've had like oh look at there, but then they've like never actually really done anything. Like since about what 20. Well, I want to say 2016. Since 2016, each of them have had good and bad seasons. Cardinals obviously had worse. They've had some seasons where you're like, hey, maybe they're back, and then they absolutely flounder at the very end. So I don't know. It's odd. The Ravens are another one where they're constantly up there. They can never figure out a way to make it through. Falcons, I mean, the Falcons. Falcons are Falcons. Um, Eagles, I guess Eagles kind of break the mold because the Eagles actually won and they went to the Super Bowl 2 years ago too. So, and then Bird team. Who's a Bird team that I'm not talking about yet? I think that's it. Is that it? Am I missing one? I don't think I am. I got to go to the bathroom. I just realized that. I'll be back in a second. I just saw your message there, Emmanuel. I heard something about Derrick Henry. I'll be back in a second. Second down 7. And I'm sorry. And off to Ken Walker for about a 6-yard gain. However, there is a flag. Sorry about that. All right, now we're back. Sorry about that. Holding on the defense. Okay, so it's gonna be first down 10 uh for the Cardinals. No, sorry, for the Seahawks. I can't believe I drafted Derrick Henry the year he finally washes out. Okay, I hope he's fumbling issues gracefully, and aging hasn't affected him too much, but I think it might be soon. I don't know. Like I don't want to say that he's washed just yet. I think that's a little bit too much. But first down 10 for the 39-yard line. going to be a toss-up to Charbonnet, who is unfortunately, I mean, they're all over them. Goodness gracious, be like about a 2-yard loss, maybe 3. I mean, there was like nowhere for him to go. Great run defense there by the Cardinals, but like I said, I don't want to say that Mac Wilson's on the ground. That's not good. He's like shaking his head. That's not good. I don't want to say that Derrick Henry's washed. Obviously, like, the following problems is an issue. I made the joke to Luke that he's got arthritis. Like I said, he's still a bigger back that can take a lot of hits. He's still, like he like Mac Wilson. Oh, yep. That's something with the knee. The knee kind of buckled there. He's at least walking. But he's walking to the tent, straight to the tent. Yeah, I don't want to say he's washed. I just think that unfortunately, he's not, King Henry, but he still be Derrick Henry. He could still be like, still a dominating running back. Just not like the top 2, which is not bad. So 2nd down and 12, shotgun formation, draws back a pass, and get immediate pressure, great pressure there off the right side. And that is who other than Calais Campbell with his 4th one? I think this is his 4th or 5th sack of the year so far. I mean, like, Calais Campbell's having a great. I mean, it was supposed to go to Baron Browning. Baron Browning had it, and then Calais Campbell's like, nope, mine. But Calais Campbell's had an amazing year to start off. Like, he's in his 38th year season. I mean, that's one. It's against Bradford, so that makes sense. But it's a nice little swim move. I mean, Bradford had no shot. So 3rd and 19 from the 30-yard line. Got to get basically up to midfield. Going to be, of course, a draw to Kenneth Walker, who gets up to about the 34. So it's going to be 4th down and 15 at 12:40 left to go in the second quarter, and the Seahawks are going to punt this ball away. Yeah, no, not really much you can do there when you're 3rd and 19. But I'm surprised that Calais Campbell has been as good as he has. Falcons legend, love that guy. Glad to see him do good. Yeah, like I said, he's going back to where it all started for the Cardinals. So appreciate that. Didn't appreciate playing against them week 2 because that was pretty bad. But yeah, he's like I said, I don't want to say it's a retirement tour. I don't know if it's gonna be last year because especially how good he's been playing. But Greg Torch gonna return up to about the 26-yard line. Oh, actually no. Oh, that's a great spot, up to the 28-yard line. So 1st down 10 from the 28-yard line for the Cardinals, down 7-3. Yeah, like I said, he's moved around a little bit. Because it was Cardinals until I think 2016, and then 2017 went to the Jaguars, part of Saxonville, and then after Jaguars. Was it Miami and then? I don't remember which one was which. And then I want to say, and then obviously now he's back at the Cardinals. I feel like Miami's the last one that he was at, right? I think. So was it after Saxonville? Was it Falcons, then Ravens, and then Dolphins? Let me double check on that one. But I think that's the way it is. That's just the way it is. Calais Campbell. Let's see. 39. So he turned 39 September 1st. Okay. So he was on Miami in 2024. Because he also was from, the University of Miami. Let's see here. No, it was Ravens, then Falcons. Okay. So, Cardinals, 2008 to 2016. Then Saxonville, 2017, 2019, when they absolutely collapsed. 2020 to 2022 was Baltimore. Then Falcons in 23, Miami in 24, and then now the Cardinals. Okay. So, almost there. I'm being hyperbolic, but running backs don't last long in the league. It's true. It's a miracle he's made it to 30 as a top 5 back. He might not be cooked, but the fumbles could be the tip of the larger issue. Yeah, like I said, it could just be because of the fact, like I said, he is older. So, it's, like I said, there's usually some part you're kind of getting that kind of falls off. But like I said, even if he's not a top five, well, I think he's still technically he's like right now for how his season's going, he's still like in that 5 or 6 range, not a top two, but that's still fine because like I said, he's still like an impact on your team regardless. So unfortunately, just not the guy anymore. He's not like I would be surprised if he hits that 2,000 that Adam Sandler asked him to get that moving role. Going to be hand off to Trey Benson up to about the 35-yard line. Nice gain of 8 yards there. We second down and 2 for the Cardinals. But yeah, like I said, it's kind of notable because I think he's what is he 32? I think. Kyler Murray, quick throw out to the. I mean, what in the world? What is going on with him and Marvin Harrison Jr.? Because like it looked like it was supposed to be a comeback. Marvin Harrison Jr. doesn't run that because like that's where Kyler Murray is throwing it. So was it like an option? Like literally, there's just nowhere at all where he was supposed to be. This okay. Third down 2, going to bring Greg Gorton up to about the 40-yard line. So great gain there, about 5 yards. First down 10 for the Cardinals. Although Carson Wentz is in the same boat as Henry, that man is an artifact. Well, in quarterback terms, not as bad. They're going to hurry up here. Kyler Murray's going to throw, and it's going to be Trey Benson who's going to try to outrun Witherspoon. Gets about 3 yards, and that's going to be a second down about 7. The fact Henry and Jared Goff are from the same draft class is insane. Goff is in his prime, or at least barely exiting it. We talk about Henry like a founding member of the league. We do. We kind of like I said. I think it's just because we like have seen him for so long. Because like at Bama, he was like, oh, he's definitely going to be good in the NFL. So it feels like bad pass at the line. So I guess it just feels that like, oh well, kind of Derrick Henry's been Derrick Henry for forever. I mean, he's been this way since high school because, like, he literally dominated in high school too. So, I don't know. I think it's also because we just don't see it a lot. So, like, when Frank Gore was in his, like mid-30s and he was putting up like pretty respectable years, we're like, oh, that's crazy. And then now it's a surprise. Weird snap. Kyler Murray throws up to the right, and it's going to be Trey McBride who gets the first down up to the 49-yard line. First down 10 for the Cardinals. That was a weird thing. Like it looks like Kyler Murray was kind of like he was trying to check the play, and then they snapped it, and thankfully he's small, so he was able to catch it. Even though he's like up to the line of scrimmage pretty much. Kyler Murray takes snap, draws back a pass, and throws a nice ball to is that him again? Yes, it is Trey McBride once again. So first down 10 for the Cardinals. Nice gain there, about 14, 15 yards. Yeah, Carson also had problems like injuries too. So that's the reason why he just feels like a fossil because he just had so many injuries. It would be like, well, not really be like Cam, but like in that same way that Cam had so many injuries that like Cam at the very end of it was just like, I don't know. So from the 32-yard line, Kyler an empty set. Trips to the left, drops back to pass, and throws for the end zone and incomplete. Who was that to? Oh, it was to coverage. So second down 10. 9:18 left to go in the second quarter. Still 7-3. And unfortunately is going to lose yardage because, like, I mean, it was really good coverage by the Seahawks right there. Why in the world are we? Okay, goodness gracious. The camera angle literally was like, let me put like a boom mic right here so you can't see anything. Third and 11, 8:50 to go in the second quarter, still 7-3. They're in field goal range. All right, so from about the 34-ish yard line, Kyler Murray drops back to pass, throws across the middle to Marvin Harrison Jr., who drops it and picked off. Oh my gosh, 30, 35, 40. Oh my gosh, up to about the 50-yard line. You got to be kidding me. Marvin. Oh my gosh, no. No. Okay, so the first pick that Kyler threw, I think, was just like a bad pass. This one was literally to Marvin, bobbles it, and then just Ernest Jones just picks it off. Like oh, people are gonna be talking. And he got hit after that, but oh man, okay. Like I said, it's the first one. Like Marvin was getting a little bit roughed up at the line of scrimmage, and so it was thrown. I don't know if he was trying to throw it with anticipation or what, but like he threw it out of basically his range and got picked up by the safety. But then, like I said, that one like literally was in his hands, bobbled it, and then he got hit, and it basically just popped him in the air, and it was pretty easy pickings. So dude, I'm. Oh, it's not looking good. It's not looking good. I'm not praying on his downfall, but thank you for Kyle Pittsing it. Great play, Hawks. Just got to keep up the pressure. Honestly, like I said, I think you're good with the Marvin Harrison. I don't think that's going to be a problem. Trey Benson has at least got some catches, okay runs, not the best runs, but okay runs. But I'm sure that the Cardinals will continue to go to him. But actually speaking on that, let's go ahead and let's look at what Cardinals are saying. What are they talking about? Their not glorious team, but their lovely team. I'm sure that there's going to be nothing but positive things. No. See, that's what it's talking about. During baseball season, I got to remember, got to specify which Cardinals I want to talk about. Don't care about St. Louis Cardinals. Let's see what they're talking about. Marvin Harrison Jr. Woo! What happened to his career? Yeah, okay. DeMarcus Lawrence is doubtful. That's not what I want. I don't want to go. Let's say I don't think. Okay. Then that one, they're not on the same exact page, and then that one literally was thrown right to him, and he drops it. Was Marvin Harrison Jr. replaced by a scroll? Ain't no way this is the same dude we saw at Ohio State. Honestly, it's been a lot of talk so far, but it just did not look good at all. From the 49-yard line, gonna be a play action pass. Sam Darnold gonna try to take a deep shot, throwing a moon ball, and it's gonna be incomplete. Try to get to Torrey Horton. Great coverage there by, I believe, is that Max Melton? No, it's not. Watching the Cardinals pass game, it has like a little block you're trying to fit in the circle. It might be time to worry about MHJ. Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot of just like what has happened to my sweet baby boy. All right, so Sam Darnold is shock information, second down and 10, drops back a pass, and throws across the middle. It's going to be this. Is that Mike Bobo? Is that a Mike Bobo? Not Mike Bobo. Goodness. Jake Bobo sighting. Definitely not Mike Bobo. I hate that man. It is Jake Bobo sighting. The son of Mike Bobo. A little bit behind him. Great catch by Bobo there. So first down 10 for the Seahawks. 7:35 left in the second quarter. Still 7-3. From the 32-yard line. Going to be a handoff to Kenneth Walker. Size is a man. Size is another man. Up to about the 29. So great gain there. About 3 yards. Second down and 7. Um, if they cancel each other out, then that's fine. That's true. Harrison is more danger for big plays and points. That is true. That is true. Especially if like they finally do connect on a deep pass. Um, Harrison is more a danger for big plays and points. Who's Mike Bobo? Well, for this game, he is the father of Jake Bobo, who is a wide receiver for the Seahawks. But next commercial break, I will tell you of the horrors of a man called Mike Bobo. More so college. So nice game there, about 3 yards there. Third. Oh, there's a flag though. Is that Kentrell Clark? I think it's Kentrell Clark with the tackle from Louisville. I'm pretty sure he went to the Cardinals, which is fitting. Louisville Cardinals or the Arizona Cardinals. But yeah, Mike Bobo is it's a shorthand. He's an offensive coordinator, and I've Pete Golding, who was a defensive coordinator for Alabama. For me, it's Mike Bobo, and I'll talk about it in a second when we go to commercial break. Just to know that it is as if you had Arthur Smith as your offensive coordinator. That's that's the best way to put it. It's like Arthur Smith and Matt Canada put together. Wait, are you calling a flag on that? Oh, actually, okay, that makes sense. I thought it was a point, but no, it was the flip to him. So instead of being third down and 3, it's like third down and like what? Yeah, 18. So from the 40-yard line, shotgun formation, Sam Darnold drops back a pass, get immediate pressure, 3-yard loss. Great job there. Fourth down and forever. So instead of being in a field goal range, instead of having third down and like 2 or 3, you do a stupid penalty and you back yourself up. So not smart. 6 minutes left to go in the second quarter. Still 7-3, and a punt is about to ensue for Seahawks. They be throwing at anyone but my Pookie JSN. They airing it out to Nepo babies. Well, yeah. I mean, like I said, I like Jake Bobo. Like I said, he's a solid dude. It is a little bit like Arthur Smith, them fighting words, dude. No, okay, all right. So you are a Georgia fan. You are a Georgia fan. So you should know the terrors of Mike Bobo's play calling because he is right now Georgia's offensive coordinator, and he has been Georgia's offensive coordinator in the past, like going the way past. Then he went into his like whole searching. He was, I think, it was like Colorado State's head coach, did terrible there, but in was it 2020 or 2021? I think it was 2020. No, 2021. Yes, it's 2021. Mike Bobo was the offensive coordinator for Auburn. Now, Mike Bobo had been a Georgia quarterback, had been a Georgia offensive coordinator for some odd reason. We had hired him as an offensive coordinator. I wanted to be optimistic, but when you make dumb play calling decisions that cost us games, and it's a consistent thing of where it's just like, wait, why are we running a draw on this play? Why are we not running the ball in this play? Why is that decision you're making on a third down and 7, and you're just like, oh, we're gonna have basically just like, we're not gonna have any routes that are gonna be close to the first down. It's gonna be like all basically just like Is it gonna be like all hitches? Like there was one time it was like a third and 7, and we ran like all hitches, and I'm like, what? Wait, what is? It was like a spacing concept. I was like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Or the random screen pass, or like it's all that kind of stuff is so conservative, and the most egregious is South Carolina game in 2021 where we had T.J. Finley at quarterback, which is like I said, it was terrible, and like he just makes some of the dumbest decisions possible, and it'd be like I feel like you're trying to sabotage us because like obviously obviously he's not, but like it just felt that way. And so that's why I do not like that man. I do not like that man. I'm going to make a casual, straight bandwagon. Okay. So no more knowledgeable of the dogs other than they produce my Pookie Ken, Jalen Walker. I'm insulting Arthur Smith rather than defending Bobo. Okay. But yes, no, I just really do not enjoy that man. And there's a lot of Georgia fans that are also a little bit upset with his play calling as well. So from the 20-yard line, Kyle Murray going to be a throw out to Greg Dortch, who cuts back inside up to the 20 and down by the 23-yard line. Nice game. Was formerly on the Panthers as a punt returner. So I remember I liked him, and then we decided, no, we'll cut him. Second down 6, actually. Going to be a throw to Trey McBride. Going to be a gain of about 4? About 3 or 4. So third down and about 2, maybe 3. 4:57 left to go in the second quarter. Still 7-3. Third down 2. Kyler Murray in shotgun formation. Going to have, I think it's Devin Carter to his right. Actually, I can't tell. No, that's not. Who is that? Is that Michael Carter? Wait, is Michael Carter on the Cardinals? And it's going to be handoff, and no, not even close. He got like 1 yard. So it's going to be 4. Yeah, it is Michael Carter. Wow. Okay. So 4th and 1 for the Cardinals. Michael Carter, former running back for North Carolina. And 4:11 left to go in the second quarter, and it looks like the Cardinals are going to, punt. That's what I was about to say. I thought. But yeah, that is like literally the only really coach. Well, not the only coach that I hate, but I do not like Matt Rule. Going to be returned at about the 8-yard line, at yards maybe. So I'll say like first down 10 to the 10-yard line, 3:45 to go in the second quarter. The other coaches I don't like are my top Matt Rule, for obvious. Like he is the stereotypical like that you try to believe and you want to believe it's a revival, but instead he's just taking your money and he's running away. That was a little bit messed up, but still I don't like that man. And then also trying to be like, oh, it's not my fault. No, it did. Like you can't not take any kind of blame for not doing well. Like literally, when we took the Nebraska job, he's like, "Well, it's not really my fault." I'm like, we gave you chances. First down 10, going to be a drop back to pass, and Sam Darnold is going to try to run out to the right and throws on the run off to the sideline, and a great grab by, is that Oworo? Yes, it is. The rookie tight end out of Miami. That's a first down for Seattle. Great catch there. So 3:25 left to go to the second quarter. I mean, he's initially initially kind of like almost on the flat, and then just whoop. Oh, it's Josh Sweat. That kind of sucks. Josh Sweat, the edge defender, is one on coverage. He has no idea what he's doing. So from the 42-yard line, Sam Darnold under center. Going to have Zach Charbonnet in the motion. Going to be a scramble up to the 45, up to the 50, up to the 45, up to the 40, up to the 35, and slides at about the 33, 34-yard line. Great job there by Sam Darnold by recognizing there wasn't really anything there on that PA boot and just take it off. Who was my third? Part of me wants to. Oh, it's Brian Harsin. It is for sure Brian Harsin. The snake oil salesman from Boise State. Under center going to be tossed to Zach Charbonnet up to the right side, up to the 30, up to the 25, cuts back inside and down to about the 18-yard line. A great run by Seattle Seahawks. Up 7-3. Also, public enemy number 1 in Atlanta, Zach Robin, our team of anything but the Pistol Robinson, might go to Oklahoma State to be their head coach in the offseason probably. Yeah, that's been the talk of the town. Apparently, like some of the Reddit for Oklahoma was like saying that he had been meeting with the boosters, which kind of makes sense. I mean, like, all right, so Mike Gundy was a former Oklahoma State player that took over after Les Miles was there. So Les Miles was there at Oklahoma State, and then, like I said, Mike Gundy takes over for him. He's there for like 20-something years. And then you bring in Zach Robinson, who was a really good quarterback for y'all before the whole Brandon Weeden 2011 season. And then like they're hoping you do the same thing you have with my Gundy, but I don't think that's the case. But you know what? That's fine. If that's where they want to go. I will personally work day and night, backbreaking labor to buy him the worst possible seat on the first plane out of Hartsville Jackson tonight if he chooses to vacate his office. Honestly, like I said, if anything, it's not gonna be until like December, unless like Oklahoma's like, you know what, you just do that whole NFL thing and just we got this job waiting right here for you as soon as you get done. You just do that. You just do that for the year, get you some experience. We have it sitting for you right here. Now, if Oklahoma State does that, unfortunately, you're stuck with them. But if they don't, and they're like, "We want you right now. We need you right now," it could happen, but probably not. What's up, Dobie? So this game has been interesting to say the least. It's 7-3, but the Seattle Seahawks are driving. But I will say that there's been a couple of turnovers and a little bit of a what in the world is going on with Marvin Harrison Jr. with Kyle Murray, as been per usual for these past couple of games. Um, Fire him now. Hire internally for the season. Get to see if that works. If not, hire externally in the offseason. Just get him out of here. I hate that man. Yeah. Honestly, if it gets bad like this year, like this week, if it gets bad this week with the changes they're making, Zach Robinson's going to be on the sideline now. If it gets bad, yeah, I will say this. I do think that the Texans hate Nick Caley more than the Falcons hate Zach Robinson, but it's like a very low percentage more. But at least with Zach Robinson, even though it has been bad, you've had some competency. You've had no kind of competency with Nick Haley, so it could always be worse. Realize that it could always be worse. Second down and 8 after that 2-yard gain. 1:30 left to go in the second quarter. Sam Darnold under center. Got Charbonnet in the backfield. Bunch to the left. Going to be a play action pass. And throw off his back foot. And it's going to be a pass interference in the end zone on Buda Baker on Arroyo. So it's going to be first and goal for the Seattle Seahawks with 1:16 left to go in the second quarter. I mean, it was a decently thrown ball by Sam Darnold on his back foot. Let's see. Buda Baker doesn't think he did it. Let's see here. No, bud, you got there early. You try to clap down on his hand. You can't do that too early, especially when you're basically holding his one arm. But it's honestly a decently thrown ball by Sam Darnold. So it'll be first and goal for his Seattle Seahawks at about the 1-yard line. I formation. Zach Charbonnet in the backfield. Going to send a tight end in motion. Going to be a handoff to Zach Charbonnet, who gets absolutely nothing. Great job there by the Cardinals. Second and goal from the 1. And they call their first timeout. 1:10 left to go in the second quarter. I would punt on this season if it gets rid of Zach Robinson. That man limits our season to 7-10 again. Might as well do something and be bad than do nothing and be worse. Well, let's just think about it this way. Oh, he got his foot stepped on. That's the reason why he kind of stumbled. Let's think about it this way, Emmanuel. At least you don't have to worry about your first round pick. I mean, honestly, I think that should be what you really take away from this, is that regardless of how your season goes, you're not. That's what you need to be thinking about. Who could it be? Second goal from the 1-yard line. Goal line formation, and going to be a play action pass. Sam Darnold throws for the end zone, and again, incomplete. Try to get to Arroyo. So it'll be third and goal from with Luke over who hates our OCs more. That would be interesting. If Luke comes in, we'll ask him to do a hate off with him and Nick Caley, because he hated Bobby Slovic, and he told me he hated Bobby Slowick so much, and he told me I would prefer to have Bobby Slowick, and I was like, that's saying a lot because you said a lot of bad things about Bobby Slowick. So, gonna send wide receiver in motion, handoff and Zach Charbonnet. And, makes it in. Great second effort by Charles Crossman, pushing him over. That is a touchdown or drive by Seattle. Great end zones. Not sure about the helmet. Very meh. Like I said, I more so like the actual like jersey. I like it's like more like a sand kind of like vibe than just being like straight like white. I don't know. I kind of like it. I do agree. Maybe the helmet might be a little bit better. The helmet could be better, but I do like the sand look. So kick is up and kick is good. So it is 14-3. Oh yeah. Okay. So Dobie, you might have missed it, but Emmanuel and I were talking about. Well, Emmanuel asked, or not asked me. I think I just said, but we were talking about Mike Bobo because Jake Bobo caught a pass, and I talked about how much I hate Mike Bobo. Is Mike Bobo, Matt Rule, and also Brian Harsin for obvious reasons. So Dobie, longtime Bears fan, longtime Florida fan. You have a lot of people you could possibly choose from. Who are your top three most hated coaches? Because like Florida has had some interesting hires for defense coordinator, or offense coordinator. You could choose from. You could be the Ron Zook guy, fire Ron Zook. Bears, Bears. There's a lot of people we could talk about too. Um, I'm actually eager to see what you say, Dobie. So tell me, like in no particular order, top three most hated coaches that you have. Um, I don't think I trust this team with the first rounder anymore. They used all their competency last year. Well, how about this? Let's just say the Falcons win. They beat the Commanders. How we feeling? Okay, you're 2-2. Yes, you're 0-2 in division, but you're 2-2. You're trying to look forward. You're hoping, hey, we'll kind of get the ship right because you're at 500. Let's say that the Buccaneers lose, they're 3-1. You're like, okay, well we're like a game and a half behind. Still chance. Um, Great throwback in terms of the lettering and Arizona flag on the sleeve. Like I said, I like the jersey. I like the Arizona flag. I like the sand. The helmet, I will say, is a little bit of a downside, but I do like that combination. Um, I was about to write people. I hate in general. Glad I stopped on that. It was mostly Packers. Oh no, I'm talking about like your own coaches, like your own coaches. Yeah, like oh, was it like Todd Grantham defense? Todd Grantham for Florida. That would be an interesting one. Uh, Up to about the 26-yard line for the Cardinals is where they're going to start. Oh, they're calling out Josh Sweat right there. They're calling out Josh Sweat because he could have made a play. So from the 26-yard line, Kyle Murray, an empty set. Draws back to pass and is going to throw across the middle, and that's going to be almost picked off. Oh my goodness, that would have been third one of the day. Second down, 10, 49 seconds left to go in the second quarter. Matt Eberflus, Shane Waldron, Mark Trestman, and Mel Tucker. Oh, Mel Tucker. Yeah, that's one. Mel. So more recent with the Matt Eberflus and Shane Waldron. But yeah, Mark Trestman. I vaguely remember Mark Trestman. Like I said, um, I more so remember the Lovey years, um, early on with the Bears. But yeah, Mark Trestman, because he was, if I remember correctly, wasn't Mark Trestman the one? He was the one that was like the Canada. Wasn't he the Canada football head coach? that like definitely was not qualified, and for some reason y'all hired him, or am I thinking of somebody else? I think that's right, but I might be wrong. But I'm pretty sure that is. All right, so third down 10, 46 seconds left, seconds left to go in the second quarter. Goodness gracious. From the 26-yard line, Kyler Murray, shotgun formation, trips to the right with the running back to his left. Drops back to pass and will be screen pass to Greg Dortch, who's got some blockers up to the 35. Going to get first down. Oh my gosh, got absolutely lit up though. 38 seconds left, and it looks like the Cardinals call a timeout. So they have one timeout remaining. 38 seconds. First down 10 at about I think they were at the 36-yard line. 2-2, bird to the bowl, baby. Ain't nothing can stop a dirty bird with momentum. 1-3, fire Raheem, fire Terry, heck, fire the cleaning staff, Arthur sell the team. This is why this Well, that is pretty much how it usually goes. Is like flip from the 37-yard line, shotgun formation. Carly drops back to pass, gets some pressure, and is going to get sacked by Leonard Williams back at the 30-yard line. In 32 seconds, clock continues to run. Cardinals still have one timeout. They got to hurry up, though. 25. 22. 20. So from the 30-yard line, Kyler Murray in shotgun formation, drops back to pass. His jersey's a little bit of a mess. Is going to scramble up to the 35 and slide. And that's going to be a timeout called, or no, just going to let the clock run out. Okay, so not even try anything. Well, that's stupid. That's very dumb. What? Well, timeout's called. What? Okay. What is this clock management? Gannon. Why call a timeout with 2 seconds left when you're at your own 30-something yard line? Are you going to try to do a Hail Mary pass? You think that Kyler Murray can throw it that far? What are we doing? I literally have no idea what is the deal. Timeout was called by the Seahawks. So 3rd and 13 for the 35-yard line. What I don't understand is this. Okay, so you could have call timeout earlier. Try to see if you can get a first down, even though it'll be 3rd and long. Sure. Try to see if you can get a first down, hurry up to the line, clock it, and then maybe you could have actually gone for, Hail Mary, or you could have gone for maybe a long field goal, however long you got there. But, I don't understand in the slightest why you call a timeout with 2 seconds left from the 35-yard line, because it's not like Kyler's got this humongous arm he could just throw it 70 yards. So Kyler Murray is in shotgun formation, trips to the left, running back to the right. Drops back to pass. Oh, a little screen pass. Looky there to Wilson, who gets 3 yards. I just don't get it. I'm glad I picked the Seahawks. 14-3, and they get the ball to start second half. I don't get that. I don't get that at all. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. Oh goodness. Very large mood swings, one can say. Yes, Emmanuel, very much. The back and forth from 2-2 to 1-3. Hit the current Bulls owner, Jerry Reinsdorf. That makes sense since he's like Jerry Jones. They got 6 titles, but hasn't done anything since the 90s. And it's also caused problems for other sports teams like the White Sox as well. Yes, while he was a Canadian head coach, I don't know about unqualified. He was offense coordinator for multiple teams prior to going to Canada. Oh, okay. They hate the Chicago Tribune for firing good managers when they used to own the Cubs. Yeah, that's the other thing, too, that I hate. I don't want to say that if you own a newspaper that you shouldn't own a team, but it definitely can cause problems. Because, like I said, you're basically own what gets said about your team. So like, especially people, the main thing that people are going to be reading. So you're basically going to be talking about good about yourself as an owner if you do anything right. So you're not going to have like, for instance, where David Tepper and his whole ordeal of like what he was doing last year, and the year before that, like, well, not really even last year. Last year he kind of got himself together, but 2 years ago, like, he wouldn't have had like people really talking about it as much for like, in Charlotte if he like owned the newspaper. Or like you had that with like didn't you also kind of have that too for a little bit with uh no, it wasn't him. I first thought it was Dan Snyder, but no, Dan Snyder didn't really. He had friends, I think, that owned one of the major Washington D.C. or Washington. I don't know if it was a Washington Post or which one it was, but they also wrote some hit pieces on him too. So I think that's different. But yeah, I would honestly hate to be a player for an owner that owned a newspaper because then like, especially if we get into contract disputes, oh, and they ain't saying nothing good about you. Nothing good about you. But you think the swing and screen passes were probably created and blessed by Jesus himself, the way OC's called on third and long and when time is expiring. It's like okay, it would be understanding. It'd be understanding if you're doing screen passes. You're like, okay, well, they are absolutely balling up our wide receiver. They're double teaming the whole entire time. We need to get him the ball. That's when it makes sense. Is when you want to make sure that you get your dynamic wide receiver the ball. Like, let's just say that Jamar Chase is getting double teamed the whole entire time. They got a safety over the top, that kind of stuff. It makes sense then because you're trying to make sure that he is, actually getting the ball. He's not being frustrated because once a wide receiver gets frustrated, a lot of things can happen. But when you waited for basically 2 seconds to call a timeout, and you're like, okay, third and forever, let's just do a screen pass. Do not even like I don't hate like Wilson. I'm just saying that it could have been to somebody different. Like Dortch makes a lot more sense for a screen to see like, oh, what can you do with his with extra blockers in front, his shiftiness. So that's why it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. But it's one of the things I'm frustrated with when it's like a third and forever, and they're like, oh, screen pass. I'm like, I get it, especially you're trying to get into better field goal range. But when there's like nothing, when there's like barely any chance you get any kind of like you get a first down, why not at least try to go for the first down? Just go be punt either way. Will Muschamp for the Gators. That's fair. For everybody else that followed after him, nothing was expected of them like how much was expected out of Will Muschamp. Yeah, because like Will, in my opinion, I might be wrong on this one, but Will feels like he was hired because you saw what happened with Gus, well not Gus, with Gene Chizik. Like Gene Chizik was a defensive minded head coach. He was a really good recruiter, a really good like I said he like was unproven because like I say went to Iowa State and was terrible, but he was leader of some of the historic defense like the Texas defense, Auburn's defense, same thing for Will Muschamp, and they were looking to like establish that of like having okay, well we lost Urban Meyer, let's bring in Will Muschamp, and then unfortunately it just doesn't work out, and you had decent years, but you could never win the big game, and it never. I think the expectations were a little bit too sky high because of the fact that like Urban did what Urban did, um, all those years ago. Um, the Cardinals are not a serious franchise. That is a fair statement. That's a fair statement there, Dovey. OCs when they're forced to choose between a behind the line of scrimmage pass or their loving families having food on the table. it's like you know what? We're just gonna be conservative. Let's just be conservative. Let's just decide. You know what? We don't really need this first down. We'll just see what happens. Like it's an understandable play in some context if and only if you are in field goal range. You want to make it a little bit easier field goal. Like that makes sense. But if you're on your own side of the field, why not try for it? I mean, it's not like, oh, well, I got 7 more yards this third and forever. The punt's gonna be a little bit better. No, you can literally just, like I say, if your punter is good and you're at like your 35-yard line, you can still flip the field. And he can have like plenty of leg to be basically just booming out. So I don't know. I don't get it. I I understand you don't want to throw an interception, and you don't want to like basically have the defensive line like pin their ears back, try to get a sack, but you could try something else than just doing a draw or a screen pass that at bare minimum, well actually really most maximum is maybe like 6 or 7 yards. Very rarely is a draw going to be like, oh, a draw's going to get like 20 yards. No, that is not going to happen. And you know it. You should know as an offense coordinator it's not going to happen. So I don't know. I don't know. Oh, I forgot to talk about the two Monday night games. Talk about the other games up to Sunday Night Football. Monday night games. Obviously, like I said, I'm streaming the Jets versus Dolphins. It is going to be. It is going to be a game. That's the best way I can put it. It is going to be a game. How good of the game? Don't have an answer for you that. But we can know that it's 0-3 teams and somebody's walking away with the win. Okay, somebody's walking away with the win and somebody's walking away with a loss. Wise words have never been said except for right then and there. You play and you win the game. You win. What was it that Mike Daniels just said? You win the game to win the game. What is that? What he said? All right. So Lil Jon is the halftime performer, dude. Okay. So I actually have gone and seen Lil Jon in Vegas. I went clubbing with my sister, Lil Jon, and also Steve Aoki. It actually wasn't that expensive too. They're showing that how the fact that Jason just has not gotten any kind of targets, which is true. So I'm sure he's kind of frustrated. Um, what was I talking about? Shoot. Wait, no, I thought Jason got one catch. I don't know. What was I saying? I forgot what I was saying. My mind just went blank. Sorry about that. I don't know where I was going with that. The Cardinals have been a really cursed franchise because outside of the handful of decent years recently, their only good years will be 2015, yes, mid to championship game, 2018, 2008 championship game, 1998, and 1947. Yes, 1947. I believe isn't that when they were in St. Louis and that was their last championship year? So I know it's like 19 it's before like the 1950s. Monday Night Football could be decent since they both stink so bad. That's what I was talking about Monday Night Football. Sorry. So I'm doing the Jets versus Dolphins, bottom feeders of a division that's pretty much going to be the Bills unless something like tragic happens. And somebody's going to be still defeated, like just 0-4. And the talk's gonna be if it's the Jets, it'd be like, you know what, we're still rebuilding. We almost be the Buccaneers, and it's okay. If it's the Dolphins, it is going to get very, very, very loud. If it's the Dolphins, and I picked the Jets to win. I feel way more confident in the Jets, even though we were talking about it earlier, Emmanuel, how like the fact that they have the Dolphins at 30. Is it like 31? No, 31% for the Jets, like 69% for the Dolphins. That I don't understand why people are so far. I like what I talked about before. I think it's because people just expect the Dolphins to be good, and it's not the case. So I'm picking the Jets. I'm probably gonna if even if I don't win, that's fine. Like I said, I just don't believe in the Dolphins until they show me otherwise. At least with the Jets, I'm like I'm gonna throw my hat in their ring. Hopefully they win. And then like I said, you have the Broncos versus Bengals, and you're hoping the Bengals have a better game than they did last time because it was surprising would be a understatement. You don't expect to be blown out as bad as they were, and the way that it was, like the way that you lost as bad as you did. Just versus Dolphins, a ball will be moved on the field. I was going to say this would be a football game, but and then a ball would be moved up and down the field, but both of those aren't true, and we all know it. 1947 is their only championship year, and that was before they even moved to St. Louis. Oh, they moved to St. Louis in 1960. Okay. So, where were they before St. Louis? 1947. Because, didn't, the Cardinals used to be a rival of the Bears, very, very early on? Comiskey Park in the south side, and the Cubs used to play in Wrigley Field on the north side, sharing stadiums with baseball teams. Okay, that makes sense. Because, like I said, you had, was it? Yeah, because you had, certain teams that, had to share stadiums. That's why kind of, you go with that with Oakland, too, later on with their whole entire thing. You had, the, I don't remember what the stadium is called, but, where Oakland was playing the A's and also for the Raiders. The only reason why the only reason I remember about that is because of the fact on some the old Michael Michael Crabtree Michael Crabtree highlights. You see you see the this is where they're supposed to be rounding third. But yeah. The Cardinals were in Chicago for their only championship. They technically won a championship in 1925, and I remember that being retroactively taken away from them during the mid-2000s. That sucks. That sucks for you'd be I don't have that much championship, and then just somebody just takes it away. That would be I don't want to be rude to Texas A&M, but it is kind of like that. Yeah. It would be who's one that won early. Shoot, I'm trying to think of one. I can't think of one at the top of my head. Cardinals are on the one tweet. If you're a vampire who has been alive for 200 years and still aren't reached, just step into the sun. Yeah, it's at least with the Lions that they've had success as of recently, and it starts to feel oh well, this is going to continue. For the Cardinals, it's just how are we going to have a setback now? 15, 20 up to the 25, up to the down 10. But yeah, there's a little pushing and shoving going on. But yeah, it's just I don't know. Part of it's thinking of that it's just the Bidwell family, and it's will they ever sell the team because this is ridiculous at this point? But also it's just you will start to have a good season, and then you will fall off. That is how it goes. If it's ever a decent season, just try to count them out, and then hopefully it will actually do well. From the 34-yard line, under center, two tight ends to the right, going to be a play action pass, and Sam Darnold's going to be strip sacked, fumble, and is recovered for Seattle. That is a lucky break. That is recovered by Saubert, and that's Josh Sweat with the strip sack. So it's going to be loss of 1 yard, second down and 11. But yeah, I just I don't know if I could be a fan of a team that almost nobody alive in your franchise has ever seen you win a championship. I'm paying the Panthers, but the Panthers literally we started in 1995, so it's not that bad. And as far as expansion teams, we actually done pretty good. Hey, look at there, JSN up to the 35, up to the 40, and maybe the first down. Got him on a little end around there. Actually, at least there's something. 13:45 to go in the third quarter. Third down and 1. Sam Darnold going to be in under center with two tight ends to the left. Preston Jason in motion, going to roll out and is going to throw across the body up to number 88. He's going to get down to the first down marker to the 88, to the midfield, and at his Barner. Goodness gracious. That was me until 2016 for the Chicago Cubs. Prior to them winning the World Series that year, their last championship was 1908, where they won back-to-back and were in 3 straight World Series. Yeah, but I mean, like, I guess it was kind of like part of. Well, I don't know. Kenneth Walker, what are you doing? I mean, gained like a yard, had a nice stiff arm, but you only got 1 yard, so second down and 9. I guess so. I guess it is kind of. I guess it is kind of fair, but it's also like there's like a curse. So like, there's a curse attached to it. There's not really that I know of like a curse is attached to the Cardinals. It's just like unless like I'm forgetting something that's like it's the cardinal sin and like only Cardinals fans know about it. I have no idea. Second down 8, so I guess he did gain 2 yards. Shotgun formation from the 45-yard line. Sam Darnold got Kenneth Walker to his left, drops back to pass, and is going to throw to the sideline. Nice grab that by Barner. Third down and 2. I once met a man who was a World War II veteran who said he was at the last World Series game they had played prior 2 years before the Cubs actually won the World Series in 2016. That is wild, too. That is wild. Like, imagine you were like a Lions fan, because there's a couple Lions fans that were there when they won their last championship with Bobby Lane, and then you're waiting forever for another one. Because there was a couple people that had that, like, it was one of those stories that the guy was at the Bobby Lane, like the NFL championship game, and it had been forever, and he thought like that the winning would just come, and then the Bobby Lane curse happened. I'm going to politely sit down and get a snack if we're talking about being an old team and not having a championship. Just remember who I'm a fan of. Well, yeah. They're a little bit old. Falcons, unfortunately. I mean, at least, like I said, at least you can say you've been to 2. Drops back to pass. Sam Darnold steps in the pocket and is going to get sacked back at the 40-yard line. Loss of about 16 yards. Second down 16, and that right there is going to be Robinson, the second-year player out of Missouri. And, he just took his helmet off. He's good. Looks like, who's that? Birch is the one who's injured down the ground for the Cardinals. From 1945, that was the last time the Cubs were in the World Series prior to 2016. In 1945, a man was not allowed to enter Wrigley Field with his billy goat for the Game 3 of the World Series that year. That's when he put a curse on the Cubs. I remember it was a goat. I didn't remember that was the case. I thought it was just like, people. I thought it just was seen as a picture of a goat. Like I vaguely remember a documentary being made and just seeing the goat picture. So that's the only context I have for it. But that makes sense. It's like, you deny me, well, you're gonna get a curse, like the Bobby Lane, like, oh, you're gonna trade me, well, you're never gonna win again, that kind of stuff. I don't really believe in curses. Being a fan of the Cubs when they won it all must have been a magical feeling. I wish we never made it in 2016. That still keeps me up at night. I'm glad it does. No, I'm sorry, man. I don't for you. But for some fans, I do. Second and 15 for the 39-yard line. Sam Darnold, going to be a pitch to Kenneth Walker. He's got some blockers. Well, really got Charles Cross. About a 4-yard gain. It's going to be third down and long for the Seattle Seahawks. Jay Cutler broke Sid Luckman's passing record 71 years after the record was first set, and the Cubs went to the World Series 71 years from their last trip. Interesting. Very little interesting tidbit. But yeah. Like I said, I don't know. I think a lot of people will look at curses and be like, oh, well, this is true. And I'm like, well, is it true or just is it ineptitude? Third down 11. Sam Darnold throws, and that's going to be caught by Zach Charbonnet. who's going to get. I think he's short. I think it's like probably 4th and 1. I would say 4th and 2 probably. He was close. It's probably like 1.5. 9:25 to go in the third quarter. Still 14-3, and it looks like they're bringing in the big boys. Yes, they are. Looky there, bringing in the big. Oh no, they're kicking a field goal. Dadgummit, they're going to bring in a. Like, I thought they're actually going to do like Well, actually, yeah. No, because like okay, so speaking of Manual, Georgia, for the longest time, felt they were kind of cursed too because they kept on getting close enough, but they could never actually win it. Kick is up. Is a 44-yard field goal. Kick is up. Kick is good. So it is 17-3, 8:56 left to go in the third quarter. So like Georgia, before they won it, they felt like they were cursed because, like I said, they kept on getting close, kept on getting close, kept on getting close, and they could never win it. Like since 1980, they could not win it, even though they had a really good years. They would just fall flat in their face, and it was lovely to see as an Auburn fan. However, then you get Kirby Smart and you break away from the Mark Richt like ineptitude of just finding a way to lose, even though Kirby had his fair share of finding ways to lose. But then you break that, you go on back to back, you almost make a three-peat, and then unfortunately lose to Alabama, and it's like we finally breaking the curse. And that was the same thing for Atlanta. Atlanta had the same thing too, where like Atlanta was supposed to be the dynasty of the '90s, the team of the '90s. And in some aspects they were, but they only won one championship. And then when they broke the curse and finally won one in 2021, 2022, it felt like they broke the curse and they were going to continue to win, and they haven't been back since. Like I said, I'm not an Atlanta Braves fan, but I have friends that are, and so it's one of those things where it's like interesting to kind of see of like how people will either have suspicions of like why is this happening to us and this kind of stuff, and sometimes it's legitimately just either it unfortunately you drew a hard bargain. Like if you're the Bills of the '90s, you went up against some really good teams. Like you win against Washington, you win against the very dominant defense of the Giants. You win against the '90s Cowboys. Like you win against these really really dominant teams, and unfortunately, it got dominated. And except for some Super Bowls. So like, I can understand like the thought process of like why is this happening to us as far as superstition, but some of it is just like actually your ineptitude as a front office or your ineptitude as a organization causes you to not win. My dad is a Red Sox fan. He had to wait so long for 2004. See, like I said, I was alive, and but I don't remember because, like I said, obviously I'm not going to remember that much from 4 years old. But like seeing the documentaries talking about it, it just seems like a surreal moment if you're like a Boston fan of constantly being like the little brother to the New York Yankees who have gone on this like streak of like winning championships, and then you finally get yours over them of like like basically you get your revenge from 2003, and then you make it and you basically just win it. Like that's gotta be nice. But yeah, like I said, I want to have like a team, but I just haven't gotten to like get to like an MLB team yet. NBA is more than likely going to be like a Houston Rockets, but I haven't committed yet if I'm a Houston Rockets fan or not. But I just like Jabari Smith. So all right, so first down 10, 8:46 left to go in the third quarter from the 35-yard line. Kyler Murray under center, down by 14, 17-3. Kyler Murray hands the ball off to Trey Benson off the right side, and he's going to get like a yard. So second down 9. I watched Secret Base's Falcon 6-part documentary. I know you're paying Emmanuel. I vaguely remember watching those games with him. That's very nice, Zoe. I had in-laws who were from New England, and that was good for them in 2004. Yeah, like I said, I imagine like it's one of those things too. Like your area around your area of like finally winning one. Like, well, that's a huge pass. and that's going to be a flag against the Seattle Seahawks. They were trying to throw like a little moon ball, and I think they're going to call Tariq Woolen with a little bit of a hold on Michael Wilson. So it'll be first down 10 for the Cardinals, but I don't know quite where yet. But like, so Auburn hadn't won a national title since 1957. So Auburn hadn't won since 1957. We had been close. 1983, we probably could have won it, but got kind of screwed over. 2004, I definitely feel we got screwed over. Oh, yes, absolutely going to be a pass interference. 2004, we kind of got screwed over where they were like, oh, let's put Oklahoma versus USC, and then like Oklahoma got boat raced, and USC then got their title stripped. But 2010 was one of those years where it's like an incredible feeling of like finally winning one. So I got to experience that with like me as a fan, my family, the like being like around the city at that time too. Like we didn't live in Auburn at that point in time, but like being around that city where you're finally like seeing your dream come true, of seeing a national title is one of those things like you like a lot of people just do not experience, and it's a magical feeling. So gain of 3 yards there, second down 7. Kyler Murray's going to try to escape, and he basically gets back to the line of scrimmage. However, there is a flag. Don't know if flag is on yet. We back to it. Like I said, people in here, it's nice. So 17-3, 7:44 left to go in the third quarter, and it looks like a hold on Paris Johnson Jr., so back him up even more. That's amazing. Hopefully you get that feeling with the Panthers one day. I kind of hope so. Like I said, at least I got to see my team make it to the Super Bowl with the quarterback that literally took my college football team to the national title. Let's see. Yeah, that's a hold. That's a hold. Like, honestly, if you don't just grab, you could literally just put your hand. You're good. Second and 17 from the 43.5-yard line. Kyler Murray shotgun formation. Got Trey Benson to his left. Drops back to pass. And is going to just dump it off Trey Benson, who's going to try to make a man miss up to the 45, and basically up to the 46. Nice job there by Thomas, the tackle. So it'll be third down and probably about like 13. Hopefully we can all experience championships, wins, and the Super Bowl one day soon. Yeah, that's the hope for. It would be something though if like one of our teams has to go to the Broncos though. If I'm streaming a Super Bowl and we have to go against the Broncos, and then it's gonna be like, so I guess like Bears versus Broncos, Dobie and Zoe are probably like, no, I think we should win this one. Third and 14, shotgun formation for Kyler Murray. Got Trey Benson to his right, drops back to pass. Actually, no, it's DeMarcado, and throwing off his back foot. I don't know who he's throwing to. I guess it's throwing to the sideline. So 4th and 14, 6:33 remaining in the third quarter, and a punt away for the Cardinals. There's a lot of unimpressed Cardinals fans. They're just pointing out right now. Yeah, I don't like. I just don't know, dude. It is not looking good. That's to tell you the truth. It is not looking good. Where are we at? Oh, wow, this channel I like made a whole 7-part documentary about my team. That's awesome. Wait, why is there an hour and a half video just about Super Bowl 51? Let me check it out. He would then cry himself to sleep. Fair caught at about the 13-yard line, but Torrey Holt, first down 10 for the Seahawks. 6:26 left to go in the third quarter. Going to commercial break. Yeah, they made one too about the Panthers. It was a good video, but they did leave some out of they leave some stuff out. And like I said, I want to make a Panthers video of like how we've gotten here. And I wanted to make one last year is when I started to make the idea because we were really bad, and I was like, how exactly did we get here? And then we started to win a little bit, and I was like, oh well, maybe I just wait a second and see like if it's like an upward trajectory. If we get to that point this year, then I'll feel better of like doing a at the bottom in 2010, making our rise 2015 hits the peak, 16. And it's like, oh well, we're still like trying to keep the water in 2017, And then 2018, Cam Newton gets hurt, trying to play through injury, goes down, 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 and then you get all the way down to 2020 and 2021, and then in 2022, like, hey, after we fired Matt Rule, you go a little bit up, and you're like, oh, well, we're almost going to win the division. We don't win the division, that's fine. We're still going up, that's fine. We're making a move for the first round pick, but we're giving up a lot of things. Well, it can still be a positive. And then 2023 happens, and it goes all the way down to the bottom, and it's like we're back to where we started. And then you could talk about 2024 and 2025 if it's like a upward trajectory of like, okay, now we're back on the top. Can we make it to the playoffs? That kind of stuff. So I've thought about doing that kind of video. It would take a lot. So that's why I have to wait basically till I get my new laptop, because I definitely cannot do it on this baby. This baby would not be able to hold up. But maybe soon. I know how you feel about that, Ryan. The quarterback for the Bears when they made the Super Bowl. I was actually old enough to watch, LOL, and my quarterback was Florida Gator Rex Grossman. Yeah, Rex Grossman. Dude, if you had, nah, I'm not gonna say it. I was gonna say if you had like a different Florida quarterback, but I was like, nah. Not really during those years, because it was like what you had. Was it Jesse Palmer, and then who else was the other one? Who was the one in like before Rex Grossman? It was like switching back and forth. It was like in like the late '90s, early 2000s. You were switching quarterbacks back and forth all the time. I'm trying to think who it was. First down 10, and once again they're doing an end around, and it gets nothing. Great job there by Kentrell Clark. So a 1-yard loss. Second down 11 for Seattle. I especially remember how the edge of his seat he was during the game. They had to win to have a chance to like get in, where it went super long, and then Big Papi hit the home run, and he became a hero. Like that's the other thing too that like that I vaguely remember, because like a lot of my friends were baseball fans, so like they like were like became Big Papi fans. So that's the only reason why I knew about it, was because like I played baseball when I was younger. I wasn't very good, but a lot of my friends like were like, "Dude, Big Papi," like that kind of stuff. So yeah, but I don't know. I guess it's just because I wasn't all that good at baseball. I just never really got into it. But I wanna have like actual teams, but I don't want to be generic teams. I don't want to be like, oh well, I live in this area, so I should be a Braves fan. Nah, I'll keep up with them because like my friends are Braves fans, but like I don't know. I wanna actually like pick a team and kind of stick with it. So 3rd and 10, 5:05 left in the third quarter, still 17-3. Back at about the 13-yard line. Sam Darnold gets the pressure, throws, and that's going to be almost picked off. Great job there. That's going to be, is that Max Melton? Yes, it is. Max Melton with the coverage. That's going to be 4th and 10, 4:57 left in the third quarter, and the Cardinals, down by 2 scores, hopefully have a chance to get back in this game. JSN has a whopping earth-shattering 1.1 points right now. Exactly. The main man, JSN, Jackson Smith-Njigba, is absolutely tearing up this game. I will say that so far he has only gotten 2 end arounds, unfortunately. Yeah. Punt goes out about the 36-yard line, be first down 10. Well, depends on where they spot it. Yeah, it's not looking good for JSN. But hey, you still got a whole entire fourth quarter. You got almost 5 minutes left to go to the third. Yes, just technically Cardinals ball, but you never know. JSN could be going for like a 60-yard touchdown pass. You never truly know. Jesse Palmer was before Rex Grossman. After Rex, Brock Berlin was supposed to be the next in line, but he transferred to Miami, and then Chris Leak was after Rex. See, as I remember, because like Chris Leak was, was that 2004? Because I believe, because he was a junior in 2006, and in 2007, like, was when y'all won your first one of the two in the Latin 3 years, and Tebow takes over in 2007 and wins the Heisman. Stressful Seahawks football, baby. Yeah, no, like Seahawks are we're not gonna win this game unless something crazy happens. But yeah, I just don't know. Like, I will say this: the Cardinals are doing a pretty good job of covering JSN. Like Max Milton has done a pretty good job as far as like covering him, so it makes sense. But we're talking about screen passes. Why are we not getting any kind of screen passes at all to uh, JSN or anything like that? Not even trying to get him the ball. I mean, well, you technically did with you technically did with uh, the two end rounds, but that's it. What's up, Baconair? Hello. What if I missed the break? It has been an interesting game to say the least. Like Kyler and Marvin Harris Jr. are not on the same page, and they haven't really been all season. But it's kind of come to a head. Like Kyler was trying to throw a pass, and they were like to like the 30-yard line for Marvin Harris Jr. Overthrew him. Safety picked it and then fumbled the ball because his teammate ran into him, and then the Cardinals got the ball back, which I think got their field goal. And then also Kyler threw it to Marvin Harrison Jr., who could not catch the ball, bobbled it up in the air, got picked off. So a little bit of some mistrust. And also earlier, it looked like Kyler thought that Marvin Harrison Jr. was supposed to run a comeback because of where he threw it. And Marvin was just like, trying to get outside and like on a go. So I don't know what the problem is, but obviously something's not right. So after that 4-yard gain, second down 6, Kyler Murray in shotgun formation with Trey Benson to his left. Draws by the pass and is going to check it down to Trey Benson, who's going to try to get the first down, and he does up to the 50 and out to the 49-yard line. First and 10, Cardinals. Ooh, sorry. I'll personally block for Darnold all night if it means Jason get some swing passes and some yak. Like I said, that's all you really got to do is get him like a bubble screen, get him something like involved. I mean, if you all you can really do is get him 2 end rounds, that's not really saying much. There we go. Talking about Marvin Harrison Jr. Great sideline catch. One great placement by Kyler, and then Marvin Harrison Jr. on Tariq Woolen. Like I said, kind of shields his body. Nice little toe tap. Like that's what I'm saying. So it's there. It is there. It wasn't there earlier though. But there you go. Nice toe tap. That's a first down for the Cardinals. So 3:18 left to go in the third quarter. Still 17-3. But the Cardinals are moving. On the 32-yard line, Kyler Murray under center with Trey Benson in the backfield. 2 tight ends to the right. Going to be a sweet. Going to be a. Oh wow! It's supposed to be a flea flicker. And unfortunately, the Seahawks were actually bringing a blitz, and it fails miserably. Josh Jobs and Murphy back in the backfield for that sack. Second down and about, let's see, maybe 18? If that. Yeah, they brought like both corner blitzes, so there was nothing there for him to really do. So second and 17 from the 39-yard line. Kyler Murray in a pistol. Going to bring tight end Trey McBride over to the left. Draws back to pass. Is going to roll out to his left. Is going to basically get back to the line of scrimmage. He was about to throw across his body, which is not a smart decision. But instead, it's going to be third and 17. Let me remind you, it was first and 10 at like the 32-yard line. And because they wanted to do a dumb flea flicker because they saw, it worked for other people. Like you're down by 2 scores. Like we should not be doing trick plays if you're down by 2 scores. I don't understand people's thought process. Third and 17. Kyler Murray, quick throw. Let's go. Oh my goodness. Try to get a swing pass. Well, actually, no, screen pass to Greg Dortch. and unfortunately, it is incomplete. So, Ryland on for a very, very long uh, field goal kick. Said 17-3. So, still going to be a 2-score game. And this is not even considered the fact this is a 57-yard field goal for Ryland, which is definitely no gimme for him. Kick is up, and kick is... Oh, does it have the distance? Yes, it does. So it is 17-6, 1:39 left to go in the third quarter. So, hey, you cut the lead down. Does it really help you? No, but we think of positives here. We think of positives. We think of the fact that, hey, you know what? Maybe, just maybe, don't be stupid. Like I said, it's good coverage. It's good coverage, but that flea flicker, I just don't understand why you did that. You're done by 2 scores. You're done by 2 scores. Why are you doing trick plays? Why? You shouldn't. You shouldn't be. So when the Seahawks get the ball, you're up by 11. 1:39 to go in the third. If I'm them, I am running the ball to Kenneth Walker, and maybe some screen pass to Jason. Like, just a suggestion for no one in particular, just throwing it out there as a possible good idea. Honestly, like, it's a kickoff, return to 10, 15, 20, up to about the 25, 30, up to about the 33-yard line. So what I'm thinking here, and Emmanuel, let's just kind of feel like what is your kind of ideal drive, but I'm thinking 60-yard bomb to JSN. I think that would be really, really swell. I think it'd be really good. It would get the momentum back on your side. I'm sure they would do that. Bubba screen like you've personally invented it tonight. Yes, bubble screen to Cooper Kupp. Watch them do that. Watch them do a bubble screen to Cooper Kupp right now. All right, 1st and 10, 1:33 remaining in the third quarter. Sam Darnold going to be in shotgun formation. Going to send JSN into motion over to the right. And is going to be a handoff to Kenneth Walker, who's going to try left side and gets about 3-ish yards. 2nd down, 7. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if Jason's going to have a breakout in the fourth quarter. But we can hope and we can pray. We can hope and we can pray, Emmanuel, that someday they will notice. They would notice your senpai. All right, so 1 minute left to go in the third quarter. 2nd and 6. Sam Darnold in the center with going to bring, tight end in motion. And, great job by the tight end there, but unfortunately, he misses JSN. Aw, that sucks. So they had JSN in the flat, but unfortunately, Sam Darnold missed him. So it could have been good. But honestly, great recovery by that tight end. They were supposed to do a bubble screen, and the tight end was not in position, and basically just like hit the defensive end to kind of give Sam Darnold a little more time. But 3rd and 6, 49 seconds left to go in the third. Sam Darnold in shotgun formation with Charbonnet to his left. Dropping a pass, getting some pressure, throws, and that's going to be caught, and that's going to be JSN for a 1st down, about a 10-yard, about a 9-yard gain. But JSN, there we go. We're getting some targets to JSN, Emmanuel. We're getting what you came for. We're getting what you came for. A lot of one-on-ones. That's Max Melton on the coverage. All right, so from the 47-yard line, 3 tight ends to the right. Now going to that's false start. That's false start. What? No, that's either a legal shift or a false start. What in the world? Hands to Kenneth Walker. Kenneth Walker, stop doing this. Oh my goodness. Okay, if you're a running back and you realize that, oh crap, I'm not going to get anything on this run, then just try your best to just get back to the line of scrimmage. Instead of you stop for 1 yard and you run back for three, and you lose 4 total yards instead of losing one. I don't get that. I get that you feel that you're indestructible and you can do whatever you want to do, but if instead of being second down and 11, or maybe even second down and 10, it's second down and 14, that makes things very, very difficult. I don't get it. I don't get it. I want to love the confidence, but at the same time, I'm like, stop, 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 drop. I'm sorry. Um, oh, it was prime. Okay, big deal days. Um, I don't know. I just like we talked about it a little bit so far. I just don't understand. Wait, I don't understand why some plays are called in certain situations. Like I said, I don't understand why you're trying to run a flea flicker. You're down by 2 scores, and you're moving the ball. It's not like you're like having a struggle moving the ball. I get that you might want to be like, oh well, flea flicker is going to get the momentum back to us. Well, you know what else is going to get back to us? A actual score. So it doesn't matter how you get it, just get a score, and you get the momentum back. 60-yard TD bomb to JSN like they're outlawing the forward pass tomorrow. Maybe we can be like, I'm always interested by this zebra, crocodile purse, or alligator purse Red Bull commercial. It's so interesting. Um, I don't know if it's working, Emmanuel. I don't know if it's working, but maybe if we convince them enough, maybe eventually they will see what bright minds we can bring together. Force feed JSN. Just force feed him. Just like, even if he's triple covered, you're Sam Darnold, you're Jacobus. You could easily get that. You could easily, chunk it down the field to your glorious to your glorious king JSN, and he's gonna come down with it because he is JSN. Right? Like, not even his name. It's just his initials, JSN. Are you blind to the fact that JSN is JSN, or do we have to kind of prove it to you? Right out to the 42-yard line, second down and 15. Shotgun formation with trips to the right. Sam Darnold drops back to pass and throws, and guess what? That is going to be to Cooper Kupp, who is going to, oh my God, punched in the face by Buda Baker. But he does gain about 7 yards, well, actually probably about 9 yards. About third down and 6 for the Seahawks. So, yes, third and 4. Sam Darnold, shotgun formation. Going to have Charbonnet to his right. From the 47-yard line. JSN's to his right. Well, on the right side. Drops back to pass, Sam Darnold, and is going to try to escape. And it's probably going to be a hole because I just saw a flag. And is going to be pushed out of bounds. But there was a flag. And Sam Darnold thinks that it was illegal contact. Because, like I said, the flag was thrown. I thought it might be holding, but it might be illegal contact. Let's see what it is. So it might be a first down for, let's see. Holding on the defense. Let's see. Yep. On Thompson, on Cooper Kupp, unfortunately. It was holding. So maybe not a 60-yard TD bomb, but what about a 40? We go with the 40? Are we good with the 40, Manuel? Possible. 14-14 left to go in the fourth quarter, still 17-6. From the 42-yard line is where Seahawks will start. JSN on the left, Sam Darnold under center with Kenneth Walker in the backfield. Going to be Barner into motion over to the right, so 2 tight ends to the right. Going to be a play action pass. Is going to look for JSN, but unfortunately has to check it down, and unfortunately, Kenneth Walker drops it. They did try to give it to JSN because that was his first read, but unfortunately he's being double teamed. I'll take a 2-yard out if it means that 1 point. Yeah. I mean, it gets right through Kenneth Walker's hands. So second down 10. 13:47 left on the fourth. Sam Darnold shotgun formation. Kenneth Walker to his right. Drops back to pass. And he's got time. Throws across the middle. And then guess what? It's going to be JSN who is going to get the first down. A 10-yard gain. Maybe 11, depends on the spot. So first down 10 for Seattle. So, hey, not even a 2-yard out. It was across the middle. JSN, 1 catch, 10 yards. Let's see if we continue on that path. Get the 40 yards, not the chunk play, but we'll still take 40 yards, if that can be the case. Like I said, I have no dog in the fight because I'm not going against a Seahawks or a Cardinals player in my fantasy, so I'm good. All right, so from the 31.5-yard line, Sam Darnold in center. Going to be a handoff to Kenneth Walker, who is going to try to bounce off to the right side, cut it back inside, and get down to about the 28-yard line. Nice gain there of almost 4 yards. Be second down and almost 6. Bro, I'm all in on Quentin Johnston. I'm seriously debating giving up Chuba Hubbard for him. I need to move one of my 6 running backs. Okay, who are your 6 running backs? Let's not be hasty. Who are your 6 running backs? So we got I formation, second down 6 from the 28-yard line. Sam Darnold, hand the ball off to Kenneth Walker. Oh, it's the right side of 25-20. Up to the 15-10. And down to about the 8-ish yard line. First and goal for the Seahawks. 12:15 left to go in the fourth quarter. Still 17-16, but with a touchdown here, it's pretty much insurmountable odds. And I hope and pray that it will. I'm sorry, we played that. I played that in my classroom today. I'm just a Bill. So we're talking about Bills. From the 8-yard line, Sam Darnold in the center with Zach Charbonnet in the backfield. Going to be a handoff to Zach Charbonnet, and he's going to cut to the right side, cut back again, and guess what? He's going to waltz in the end zone. Great cut. Oh, it's going to be a hole. Dadgummit, man. That was a great cut. That was a great cut. But guess what? It doesn't matter. Because he can be pushed back, but you know what this does. You know what this does. JSN decided, he was like, we don't want no rushing touchdown. We want a touchdown to me. It was selfish, but JSN did what he had to do. He did what he had to do for Emmanuel. He was like, no. It was like, Zach Charbonnet will not get this touchdown. I will drag my defender on the ground, and he will knock this touchdown. Give me the ball. See, now that right there is the kind of diva that we want. We want the wide receiver to be a diva enough to hold so that he will get the ball. And that, honestly, is Ohio State football. I'm sorry. Thinking about Tyron Tracy or Zach Charbonnet, Matthew Golden for Johnson. I got Gibbs, H.N., Hubbard, Tracy, Zach Charbonnet, and Tootin. Okay, so like I said, I would obviously keep Hubbard because he is a quality back. You might be able to get Zach Charbonnet and Matthew Golden for Johnston. Because, okay, Zach Charbonnet gets some touches, decent backup running back, but like I say, he's not really, I would not do the Quentin Johnston for Chuba Hubbard straight up. I just wouldn't do that. First and goal from the 13-yard line. Going to be handoff to Kenneth Walker up to the right side, who is going to get down basically back to the 8-yard line. So second and goal from the 8. My reasoning basically is this. Chuba Hubbard has been good. You know you're going to have a solid run game with the Carolina Panthers. We have a good offensive line. With Quentin Johnston, yes, he's done well now, but it's a much more of a risk. And would you rather give up a quality running back that can basically, as a false start, you want to give up a quality running back that you know that you can replace when either Achane or Gibbs are on their bye, or do you want to go for a wide receiver that is in a Greg Roman offense that, yes, has done well, but is also, is this like, just what we're seeing right now, or is this like, this is the new Quentin Johnston? And so, like, that's a huge risk to do. It's a huge risk. Both wide receivers are on his bench, by the way. I didn't attempt to rob him blind in front of a police station for starting wide receivers. Okay. Yeah, like I said, like, going to be handoffs to Kenneth Walker, who is going to spin into what in the world are you doing? Kenneth Walker, you are not Superman. Stop. He literally spun into a tackle. Like, instead of running north and south, he span. James span. No, he literally, like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Instead of try to run through Buda Baker, he's like, oh, you know what I'm going to do? Like I said, the running back coach is like telling him off. He's like, what are you doing? Like, literally, like, instead of running through Buda Baker, who you have a bigger size advantage than, going to be a screen pass to Cooper Kupp, who gets basically about 3 yards. Yeah, it just baffles me. Because I know I've seen it a bunch of times before. The Kenneth Walker wants to be Superman, but, like, why are you deciding to do that now? Get north and south. Get as much yards as you possibly can. So what you're saying is Hubbard for Hampton straight up. No. Hampton has not been anywhere near it all. I know it's a joke, but no, don't. Kick is up, kick is good. So it is 20-6, 14-point game, 9:33 remaining in the fourth quarter. I thought Hampton would have a pretty decent role in the Chargers. Maybe he does a little bit later on, but both him and Ashton Genty have not been what I thought they were going to be at the very beginning, but like this is still early in the season. I'm glad I didn't take either one of them. But I would say, like I said, keep the top 3 running backs if they're on their opponent's bench. Maybe you can convince them of like, hey, I'll give you 2 of a decent players, and you give me 1 player that maybe you're not so confident in. Because it could quite literally be that maybe they like Quentin Johnston. They're like, well, I'm just going to hold off until like I can feel like more confident that he's going to be consistent. So you might have to end up trying to give up more for Quentin Johnston than it's worth. So like I would try the Zach Charbonnet and Matthew Golden one. But I would not trade Chuba Hubbard for Quentin Johnston. Because there's also a way that like Lam McConkey starts getting more targets. So I don't know. Drafted Genty and Henry first 2 rounds. Boy, do I feel foolish. Still 2-1 that league somehow. Because if you do a good job of drafting late, you can help yourself out so much. Like I said, that's how I've been able to be pretty good in fantasy. My first year didn't know what I was doing, but I drafted really well in the very later rounds, and that's really what kind of saved me. Um, and then the last two, well, then last year I was second in the league, and then this year I am right now second in the league. I was first, now I'm second, um, but I have a really good team. Repost comment. This is important context. Offer Johnson owner Tracy and Charbonnet for DJ Moore and QG. Okay, so I don't want to keep pestering him, but I'm about ready to pound the table. Be like, give me him, give me Cody Johnson. Um, maybe okay. Yeah, if you take away DJ Moore, that makes a little more sense. Like I said, it's a backup running back and a wide receiver for one wide receiver. So it's like you're getting some kind of value, especially if like something happens to Kenneth Walker. But trying to ask for two starter wide receivers with a backup running back and then um, another backup running back, that's that's never going to work. That's not going to. Tyron Tracy for and Charbonnet for DJ Moore and Quentin Johnson is never going to work unless the person you're offering doesn't understand value. Then maybe. First down and 10 from the 27-yard line. Kyler Murray, shotgun formation, going to send Trey McBride in motion. Drops back to pass. Throws across the middle, and that's going to be caught, and that's going to be Marvin Harris Jr. for a 3-yard gain. Second down, 7. Yeah, because I've had some wild trade offers by some of the people in my fantasy leagues. And it's like, no, I'm not going to do that. From the 30-yard line, empty set, trips to the left, drops by the pass, and Kyler Murray steps in the pocket. Is going to try to scramble up to the 35, up to the 40, up to the 45, up to the 50, up to the 44, up to the 41. Goodness gracious. So great little scramble there by little Kyler Murray. I don't want to say little, but I accidentally did. I guess you know what? No, I meant it. No, he's like, I guess he's like technically an inch shorter than me. Goodness. So great little scamper there. That even sounds even worse. Sorry. From the 41-yard line, Kyler is going to scramble for a 1-yard gain. And be second down and 9. 8:25 to go in the fourth quarter. Down by 14. Well, Benson right now is 6 rushes for 28 yards, and Marvin Harris Jr. is 3 for 27. So, Emmanuel, at least that's happening for you. So, Kyler Murray in shotgun formation going to have Trey Benson to his left. Now over to his right. Going to be a handoff Trey Benson, who's going to try to make a sidestep, but unfortunately gets absolutely gobbled up. Great job there by Byron Murphy and Nwosu. So it'll be third down and 10 for, third down and 9 for the Cardinals. Yeah, there was somebody last year, I'm trying to remember exactly what it was, but somebody tried to ask me, hey, do you want to trade Saquon Barkley? No. Third down and 8. Kyler Murray throws across the middle. That's be caught, and that's up to the 30-yard line, and that is Trey McBride. First down 10 for the Cardinals. 7:14 left to go in the fourth. Trey McBride's having a pretty good day. 7 for 53. Shotgun formation. Going to be a hand of Trey Benson up to the 25, and that's about it. So up to the 25-yard line. Nice gain there, about 5 yards. Second down and 5 for the Cardinals. You don't have to do a hurry up, but you do want to score enough time that basically gives you a lot more time. So right now, 6:45. Let's go in the fourth. All 3 timeouts for each team. Kyler Murray drops by the pass. Throws for the end zone. Oh, not really the end zone. But throws to Weaver, and Woolen is going to be called for the PI because he is wrapped all over Weaver. I mean, you pushed him out of the play, Woolen. So yeah, you're gonna be called for a flag. So first down 10 for the Cardinals from the like 9 yard line. Looks like it. 6:30 left to go in the fourth quarter. Still down by 14. Yeah, from the 9 yard, Kyler drops by the pass and is going to get sacked back at the 16. Now as in Wosu with the sack. So clock continues to run down. 6:27 left to go in the fourth quarter. Second down and goal from about the 16, I think. Yeah, they had Greg Dortch to his right and then Demarcado, but Jonah Williams just absolutely he just got beat. That's all it is. From the 16-yard line, two tight ends to the right. Kyle Murray shotgun formation with Demarcado to his right. Drops back to pass and is going to throw for the end zone. And that's going to be Marvin Harrison Jr. with a great grab. A absolutely great grab against Witherspoon. Overcoming the motion, Marvin Harrison Jr. after having a little tough outing in the first half. He gets a touchdown. Let's freaking go. Well, sorry, Emmanuel, but that's great for him. Oh, it's outside. It's raining. I was about to say, I was like, what is that? Nice little corner route. Witherspoon on the coverage, and bam, strong hands for Marvin Harris Jr. And so this kick is up. His kick is good to make sure it is going to be a 7-point game. All right, Ryan on the kick away, and it barely makes it in. It almost got blocked. It was a high snap. It almost got blocked, but instead it will be 20-13, about 5:53 remaining in the fourth. I'm about to give you a happy stat. This is a sad stat for me. Bryce Young is 3-1 against the Falcons. Sad bird noises. I say that stat yesterday and thought that's not right, but sadly it is. His last loss he started was back in 2023 in his first game against Jesse Bates. Yes, I do remember that game because I was like, oh, yay. Because it started off bad. It started off really, really bad. But yes, because I remember it was 2023 because it was when y'all got Jesse Bates, and then we're like, oh well, we got a great one in Jesse Bates, and you do because Jesse Bates is really good. Um, but yeah, all been like different ways too. Like the first one was a last second like field goal that we never led the game. We never led the game until like the final sec like until it hit all zeros with Eddie Pinheiro a field goal. And then last year you had the what was the game that we won at our home? That one was like, which one was that one? I gotta look it up. I can't remember the exact score, but it was like a decent score. Um, 2024 Carolina, North Carolina. Sure, take a shirt off. I don't like the helicopter. Let's see here. What was the score? What was the score? Let's see here. The score was, if I can find it. We beat. No, we lost. Wait. Am I missing something? Oh, that's right. Because he didn't play that game. That's right. That's right. He didn't play that game because that was when um, Andy Dalton was the starter. That's the I think it was like nine. Was it 9-6? 9-7 game. So return from the 1 yard line to the 15 to 20 and down to about the 22 yard line is where the Cardinals are going to start off the ball with 5:44 remaining in the fourth quarter. And I hope and pray that you will. All right, sorry. So up by 7. Cardinals, sorry, Seahawks, all you got to do is just run your offense. Do nothing fancy. Keep that clock a running. So we got three tight ends. No, two tight ends to the right. Drops by the pass. Sam Darnold throws across the middle, and that's going to be almost picked off. Oh, man, that would have been huge. Huge. Almost picked off by Thompson. Second down 10. 5:41 left to go in the fourth. Like I said, all three timeouts for each team. Seattle, do not screw this up, please. I picked you to win. I need you to win. So, Sam Darnold, shotgun formation with Kenneth Walker to his right. Two tight ends to the right as well. Going to be a handoff to Kenneth Walker, who's going to sidestep and get up to about the 25-yard line. Nice gain there, about 3 yards. Be third down and 7 for the Seahawks. And I hope they pray that he will. Goodness gracious, got that song stuck in my head. I played it for five classes, so yeah, I got it stuck in my head, unfortunately. It's fine. Third down 6 for the Seahawks. Going to send Zach Charbonnet into motion. Going to be to the right of Sam Darnold. Drops back to pass. And is going to throw a deep ball for JSN. An amazing, an immaculate catch by JSN for about 30 yards there. There you go, Emmanuel. Happy days. Is it a touchdown? No, but it is an amazing catch. Amazing placement by Sam Darnold. Oh, stutter step. Nice. Beautiful, beautiful catch. All right, so 4:52 remaining in the fourth quarter. Still up by 7. Oh no, uh-oh. Calais Campbell is walking the sideline. He's like kind of gingerly with his right arm. 4.2 points now. We got a storm coming in. They said it's supposed to be bad, but I have no idea. Yeah, Calais Campbell's in the blue tent. That's not good. So Sam Darnold under center with Cam Walker in the backfield from the 38-yard line. Going to be a handoff, and Kenneth Walker basically runs to his blockers and gets back to the line of scrimmage. Second down and 10. And, my gosh, got to suck in my head. I mean, I'd rather have that stuck in my head than come on, ride it. You know that song that we were graciously given. 3 catches for 57 yards for JSN. Wait, how is that 4.2? Is it still 4.2 or is that from before? So, under center, I formation. Going to be a handoff to Kenneth Walker, who's going to sidestep and gets basically back to the line of scrimmage. It's going to be third down and 9. 4:04 remaining in the fourth, and a timeout, I'm assuming? Yes, timeout was called by the Cardinals. So the first of 3. 4:04 remaining, and be third down and about 10 for the Seahawks when we come back from, maybe not a commercial break. Probably just like a slight little, maybe they might like minimize and like show ad. No? Okay. So I think they're in field goal range for Myers, I'm pretty sure. So Myers can make it a 10-point game, which is not insurmountable, but does make things a little more complicated. So they're down 9. Sam Darnold going to be in shotgun formation. Sims, Cooper Kupp over to the right. Zach Charbonnet to his right. And going to be a draw to Zach Charbonnet, who's going to get up to the 35 and down to the 35-yard line. So 2-yard gain, 4th down and 7. Field goal unit's going to come on. 4.2 collective all game. He really put up the funny weed number as his total. That's hilarious. Yeah, it's probably not going to change unless Jason Myers missed this field goal, Cardinals scored a touchdown, and then a game winner for Seattle is Jason. Probably not going to happen. It's 53-yard field goal. Nothing to worry about. Myers is going to make this. Obviously, kick is up and kick is a no good. Like I said, he misses. The Cardinals, with 3:16 remaining in the fourth quarter, go down. They score with like 10 seconds left. And then we have an immaculate throw to JSN, who scores a touchdown. And then Emmanuel, we will have all happy days. I mean, it just goes, whoop. Missed it. Missed it easy, man. Well, it's hard, it's hard to kick in this league. Especially them 50-yarders. But, man, you had it. You had it. You lost it. Overtime, deep bomb, JSN to cap off the game, magical strip. I mean, honestly, it could be Seahawks versus Eagles, but what was that, 2 years ago? So, from the 43-yard line, drops back to pass. Kyler Murray is going to check it down to DeMarco, who is going to sidestep a defender and get about 5 yards there. 2nd and 5, 3:09 left to go in the fourth quarter. Not the third. Six-yard gain will be 2nd down to 4 for the Cardinals. From the, let's see, what is it? Midfield? Almost. From the 49-yard line, Kyler drops back to pass, and he gets some pressure, throws to the sideline, and oh, he's out. Yeah, he's out. He's out. Try to get to Michael Wilson, but only got 1 foot in. Would have been amazing if he got 2 feet in, but no. 3rd and 4, 3:04 remaining in the fourth. Yep. If he'd only gotten the left foot down, open to catch. Come on. Goodness, now I got songs in my head. All right, so 3rd and 4 from the 49-yard line. Kyler Murray, shotgun formation, with DeMarco to his left. Drops back to pass. He's going to throw across the middle, and that's going to be broken up. None other than Devon Witherspoon. Don't get taunting. Don't get taunting. No, almost. Great job by his teammate to make sure he did not get a taunting on that, because that would have been ridiculous. 4th and 4. 3:01 remaining in the fourth quarter. Kyler Murray, shotgun formation, DeMarco to his left. And a timeout is called by Seattle. So 3:01 remaining in the fourth quarter. Both teams only have 2 timeouts. Before I watched games like for real, I thought missed field goals were super duper rare. Then I watched Younghoe Koo. The rest of the league misses a fair amount though. Yeah. It, like I said, it's understandable. The kicking is hard. Like, anything longer than like 45 yards, I understand you missing it. But if it's within the 40-yard line, I would say you should probably make it. If it's like up to 45, it's like, yeah, you should still make it. Like, it might be a little bit harder. Maybe the wind's a little bit different. But the leg, it depends on so much more. Cause like I said, that's hard. The 60-yarders are like, it is something to behold when you see a 60-yard field goal. 4th and 4. Kyler gonna send Mike Wilson in motion over to the left. Drops back to pass, getting pressure, throws a little back shoulder, and great catch by Michael Wilson. Gets the first down. Wow. I mean, it wasn't the best pass. Michael Wilson one hands it, brings it in. So first down 10, 2:39. Kyler Murray, shotgun formation, going to be a handoff. That's going to be Dema Carter's got some blockers up to the 40. Up to about the 38-yard line. Clock continues to run. 2:30 left to go in the fourth. JSN swearing at the ref was funny. Yeah, yeah. I don't have the I don't have the audio on, but like I could tell that like he has some words for the ref. Second down two. Kyler Murray trying to avoid pressure is going to spin into a sack, and that's going to be a sack at the 45-yard line. That's going to take us to a 2-minute warning. So it'll be third down for Cardinals, about probably third down 9 if I guess. Maybe third down 8. Yeah, third down 9, 2-minute warning, down by 7. Oh yeah, Mateer, dude, breaking your hand and being out for what? How long is it supposed to be? Like a month for Mateer? I think. So like, so you have isn't it is it Hawkins is his name? The one who came in against Auburn and won. Like I said, it's a good thing you have a bye. And then you have Kent State. Sorry about that. I did not mean to burp in my microphone. And then I'm trying to remember if Mateer is going to be able to come back by the Texas game. That's the only thing I couldn't remember. But you're undefeated now. You should beat Kent State. Your defense is good enough to keep you in the games. Hoping and praying that you can just kind of stay afloat. As long as you can stay afloat, you got a really tough schedule. So even if you do lose some of the games without John Mateer, like the narrative will be, well, if we had John Mateer, we would win. So that can help you out in a sense. So like I said, your schedule is really, really, really hard. So if you come out of there with about 2 losses, and one of those is particular is happening when John Mateer's not the quarterback, that could help you out a little bit. It's unfortunate, but technically it can. Narratives actually do matter, unfortunately, with playoff selection committee. Which you know it is what it is. Yeah. And in case you liked watching the Auburn versus Oklahoma stream, I will be streaming the Auburn versus Texas A&M. So hopefully we win there, and it's not me just looking at like what could have been, thinking like, if only we had, not lit up 10 sacks. If only, some things hadn't gotten called back. But I'm actually going to be putting that more on us. I don't, like I said, you can talk about the refs, but at the same exact time, you talk about the actual play. You had 10 sacks, well, you gave up 10 sacks, and also you literally had a chance to win the game down by 5 with plenty of time, and we did nothing. So all the Auburn fans who are complaining about like the refs screw us, all that kind of stuff, you're missing the point, which is fairly common for our fan base, unfortunately. From the 45-yard line, third down 9, trips to the left. Kyler Murray shotgun formation with Dema Carter to his right. Drops back to pass, and it's going to be screen pass a Dortch. She's getting the first down up to the 30, down to about the 30, maybe the 29-yard line. 1:53, clock continues to run. Like I said, you got 2 timeouts for each team. Take your time, Cardinals. Take your time. Murray, shotgun formation. Dema Carter to his right. Drops back to pass, getting some pressure. Rolls out, throws. It's going to be Marvin Harrison Jr., who's going to get about 5 yards. Gets out of bounds. 1:21 left to go in the fourth. Second down and 5. So I do like that Marvin Harrison Jr. got himself that touchdown, and like I said, kind of got some of his mojo back. But game's still young. Technically, it's like the game's so young, but he's almost done. But Marvin Harrison Jr. has atoned for some of the problems that were happening early in the game. From the 25-yard line, second down and 5. Kyler Murray shotgun formation. Drops back to pass. and is going to throw for the end zone and almost picked off by Jordan Love. Not Jordan Love. Julian Love. Try to get to Trey McBride. McBride is like, he was all over me. No, we're not doing that. Y'all are both going for the ball. Yeah, no. McBride's like, oh, this should be pass interference. No, y'all both going for the ball. No. So 3rd down and 5. 1:16 left to go in the 4th quarter. Kyler Murray in shotgun formation with Carter to his right. And oh man, timeout's called by the Cardinals. Play clock was at 2. That's that. Oh, okay. Well, at least you still got 1. But just some. There have definitely been some odd timeout calls. That is for sure. All right, 3rd down and 5. 1:16 left to go in the 4th. 20-13. Cardinals, you only got 1 timeout, which is fine. You got plenty of time. But you got 2 opportunities to get this 1st down or just go for the touchdown. Seahawks, you had this game in the bag. You're letting them come back in. Do not choke this. 3rd down and 5. Kyler Murray in shotgun formation. De'Amon Carter to his right. Drops back to pass. Throws those back foot. Jump ball. That's be caught by Marvin Harrison Jr. at the 6-yard line. Clock continues to run. It's approaching 1:05 to go in the 4th quarter. The Cardinals can take their time. 1 minute left. Like I said, take your time. It's 50 seconds. Take your time. Kyler Murray, shotgun formation, De'Amon Carter to his left. 45 seconds left to go in the 4th. Kyler going to be a handoff and gets nothing. Back to the line of scrimmage. 35. And a timeout is called by Seattle. I assume. Yes? Yes, Seattle calls timeout. So 33 seconds remaining in the 4th. How happy were you after shutting out your most hated team? Oh, that was amazing. For the Sunday night football game, I was not this cup, but a different cup. I had the Atlanta Cup because I had like the Atlanta, the ATO, and like the Falcon symbol. I had to like sit in like right. Hold a second. Angle's not good. I had to sit in like right there, the different angle, and so I assume from the 7-yard line, Kyler Murray in shotgun formation, drops back to pass, throws for DeMarcado, who's going to try to get the edge, and he gets in for the score. Make it 20-19. Extra point ties ball game up with 28 seconds left to go. Seattle has choked this game away. They had the game. That holding call backs them up, would have been a touchdown, and now an extra point ties this ball game up. Not looking good for the Jalen Walker fan club. Harrison and Benson both performed tonight. Ryan was ecstatic for sure. I was very happy. Not often have I been happy as a Panthers fan in recent years, so you gotta cherish it when it happens. Kick is up, kick is good. So it is 20-20. 28 seconds remain. Seattle has 1 timeout. Now, Emmanuel, what are we thinking here? Are we thinking like, maybe a couple outs by JSN and then we take the deep bomb? Or are we thinking go deep bomb immediately and see what happens? What are we thinking? It is getting good. It's getting good, and it's been, for the most part, it's been mainly Seattle. Just kind of like, screwing themselves up. But like I said, Cardinals came back. Finally, Marvin Harrison Jr. found his mojo back. He got the touchdown. He had that long conversion on that 3rd and 5 to get him down to about the 6-yard line. So, things are getting good. as many JSN points as possible. So we do a chunk play JSN. That's what I say. That's all we need. That's all we need. As many points as possible. Ryland on to boot this one away. It'll be a squib. And it does not get to the 20. Oh, wow. Oh, no. It's going to start at the 40-yard line. It's going to start at the 40-yard line. And you're 28 seconds. All you got to do is get a field goal range for Josh Myers. And it doesn't. It hits to the 21. Oh, man. Oh, man. Dude. Okay, so 28 seconds, one timeout. You said something about the cup, but you cut out for me. Can you say it again? Like this cup or the different cup? I'll talk about it in a second. Jason. Talking about Jason. Shotgun formation from the 40-yard line. Going to send Cooper Kupp in motion over to the right. Shotgun formation with Zach Charbonnet to his left. Drops back to pass. Has got plenty of time. Rolls it to his right. Throws on the run. No one's there. So second down, 10, 23 seconds. So this cup is from the 2022 Panthers versus Falcons game when DJ Moore caught that like 60-something yard bomb by PJ Walker and then threw his helmet off. And then Younghoe Koo won the game. So you got Matthews. I'll talk a second. Sorry. Second down, 10 from the 40-yard line. Sam Darnold, shotgun formation, drops back to pass. Throws, and it's going to be to JSN down at the 38-yard line, and he got the ball out of bounds, but they said the clock continues to run. So 14, 13, 12, and a timeout is called by Seattle. So that's fine. But yeah, okay, so let's see. All right, so Jake Matthews, Cordell Patterson, and Kyle Pitts. So this was Kyle Pitts after his rookie year. Yeah, so like I said, this was from that one, and then the one that I had last, the one that I had on Sunday, that was from the Saints-Falcons game where the Falcons literally won because of defensive and special team touchdowns. So the official review is to make sure if he was out of bounds. Because if he was out of bounds, then I guess they give back the timeout. I'm assuming. 16 seconds are left. So does knee hit first or does the ball hit first? Okay, show me from a better angle. But it might be that the ball goes out of bounds first. Let's see. All right. The ball goes out of bounds first, and they get a timeout back. 18 seconds left, and they get a timeout back, and basically they had some time to even call a play too. So you're at the 38-yard line. You're in field goal range. Make it a little bit closer. 18 seconds. Sam Darnold, shotgun formation with Zach Charbonnet to his left. JSN's at the left as well. They're going to move Cooper Kupp in shotgun. This slot. Arizona calls timeout. I don't mind it because, like I said, it's kind of hard to ice a kicker in their own. Well, actually, you could probably ice a kicker, but it's also Jason Myers. He's been in the league for a very long time. But I guess you also want to make sure that you're in a good position to make sure they don't get any more. Best I can think of. That's the 11th season for Jason Myers. But yeah, I like to collect stadium cups whenever I go to different stadiums. I've got an LSU Stadium Cup. I got a Kentucky Stadium Cup. A couple Auburn ones. All right, Sam Darnold. Going to be a handoff to Zach Charbonnet, who spins out of a tackle and gets down to about the 35-yard line. and they're going to drain this clock all the way down and kick a potential game-winning field goal. My Pookiekins JSN has 11 points. The sky ain't falling, so we can live with it. Exactly. JSN, I told you, coming in clutch. Now, did you get the touchdown? No. But he did get those 11 points for you. If I lose this week, I definitely can't blame him. That's for sure. He came in clutch when you needed it most. So, it's second down 6. 4 seconds remain. From the 35-yard line, it will be about a 52-yard field goal. Jason Myers missed the 53-yard field goal earlier. This from the opposite hash. Snap. Kick is up. Kick is... Ooh, it is good. It just barely snuck in. It was so close to careening out, and it basically just sliced back in. After an improbable comeback by the Cardinals, the kick by Ryland didn't get to the 20-yard line. It gave the Seattle Seahawks up to the 40 with the timeout too. Amazing grab by JSN to get him in a field goal range, and Seattle survives. They are 3-1. They are 1-1 division, and the Cardinals, unfortunately, are 2-2 and 0-2 in the division of a very highly contested NFC West. I mean, it is turning, and it barely sneaks in. Good job on Jason Myers by redeeming himself, scoring the game-winning field goal, and giving the win to Seattle. What was that one you said before, Emmanuel? Overall good primetime game. Yeah, overall good primetime game. Primetime game. Like I said, for a while, Seattle pretty much just had the game, and then the Cardinals started to come back. Marvin Harrison Jr. got his groove back, and I was like, okay, well, hey, maybe this could be the redemption of like, hey, we're getting our groove back, we're working through this, and then unfortunately, as soon as Chad Ryland didn't hit the 20-yard line, I was like, ooh, yeah. I feel pretty confident if you get to the 40-yard line in 28 seconds and a timeout, you can get. I think you can get to. I think you can get 30 yards, and they did. The one sent before was asking about if we wanted a missed kick, not relevant anymore. Oh, okay, gotcha. I like saw it and I was about to start reading it, and then it got deleted, and I was like, what? But clutch by JSN and also Jason Myers. But Sam Darnold had a pretty good day as well. I mean, I can actually really look at the stats. I haven't really done it all at all. No. So, like I said, 23-20 is the final score. Well, no. Did they change the lion for like the what's that company called? Like Metro Gold something? What is this movie? It's got like I'm trying to figure out what this movie is. It's got Andrew Garfield. It's got the girl. What's her name from The Bear? And Abbott, and I can't remember her name. She's a one from The Bear and also Abbott Elementary, and it's got Julia Roberts. Well, Julia Roberts is in this movie. I don't know what this movie is about, but okay, it's got some decent people in it. Sam Darnold was 18 for 26 for 242 and a touchdown. I'm still trying to figure out what this movie is. I'm captivated because I'm like, what in the world is it supposed to be? Perspective changes everything. But was that Stephen Root? I'm sorry. I'm still trying to figure out what this is. Julia Roberts delivers the performance of her career. Well, she's had a long career. She's had a lot of good roles, so maybe, maybe not. After the Hunt. I gotta look that up. I'll just mention that right here. After the Hunt. I'll look at that after I do the stats, but I was captivated by that movie trailer. Um, Kenneth Walker had 19 carries for 81 yards. Zach Charbonnet had 12 for 39 and a touchdown. Sam Darnold had that 24-yard scamper. Jason had 3 for 11. He also had 4 catches for 79 yards. So that's how you get a good bit. Arroyo had that 2 for 44. So mainly through JSN. Ernest Jones having a really nice day as far as 8 total tackles, a sack, and interception. And Wosu had 2 sacks. Drake Thomas had a sack. Josh Jobe and Devon Witherspoon combined for a sack. Leonard Williams had a sack. Um, where's the Calais Campbell? Oh, that's because he's on his Chargers. The Cardinals, my bad. Cardinals, Kyler Murray had, whoa, and that's 27 for 41 for 200 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. Running was not good. Yeah, Kyler Murray had 541, 8 for 35 for Trey Benson, and that was basically it. Marvin Harrison Jr. had 6 for 66 and a touchdown. Trey McBride had 7 for 52. Greg Dortch had 4 for 35, but the rest is like not much. I mean, Trey Benson had 5 catches for 19, so that was going to help out a little bit. But sacks wise, you got Calais Campbell had 1, Darius Robinson had 1, Josh Sweat had 1, and that's it. Already down 30 in 2 different leagues so far. So fun. Yeah, no, it's yeah. Like I said, I'm not down any because like I wasn't going against anybody, but this right here, the thing I was talking about before. Oh, he's got a 49. Goodness gracious. You can't trust the Rotten Tomatoes all the time, but it's not good. After the Hunt is a crime slash drama. A college professor finds himself in a personal and professional crossroad when a star student levels an accusation against one of her colleagues, threatening to expose the dark secret about her own past. Okay, so I'm guessing that Andrew Garfield's a colleague. Julia Roberts is the one that's like, hey, you need to stop doing this. And Ayo is her name, yeah. Ayo is the one that's like bringing it to light. She's the one who's like, um, she's got an accusation against the colleague. That's what I'm assuming. Okay. Like I said, I don't really go to the movie theater that much, so if anything, I might wait for it to come on streaming. Um, Also, because movies are way too expensive nowadays. It's just too much. It's too much. I mean, unless you're doing matinee, but like, if I'm doing matinees like Sunday matinee, so not during football season. But like I said, great game. Did start off that way, but it ended that way. Weird question, but is 67? Oh, 6'7" like this? Scrooge. Oh, I'm probably not saying that wrong. Scrooge of the middle school this year. I kind of wonder what it's like for a teacher who has to listen to it endlessly. Um, yeah, it's you hear it constantly. Like anytime that I say it accidentally in class, like I'll be like 6 or 7, or I'll be like, I'll say like 5, 6, 7, or if I say something like that, then like 6, 7, and you hear that all the time. But honestly, it's one of the things where like I'm okay with it because I also understand like it's a different from Vine to TikTok, obviously, but at the same like time, there's still like some like brain rot kind of stuff that for Vine that like speaking of it out of context, if I say it in class, like a lot of my kids would be like, "What?" Like if I just say like, and I said it before, if I said a potato flew around my room, like that kind of thing, like my students are not going to understand any like for any context. They have no idea. Or like if I say an avocado, thanks, that kind of thing. Like they're not going to understand that. Like so, it's yeah, it's annoying at some points because then I'll be like, hey, just stop. Or like another one they do is the okay, and I'm like, I don't know who they're referring to because it could be a lot of different things. Okay, but the way they're saying it is like it reminds me of the John Mulaney bit, but I don't think that's what they're referencing. But it's like the with John Mulaney's uh doing the airplane bit of Delta, and it's like it keeps on getting worse and worse and worse. And he's like, okay, they're saying like that, and I don't think it's what they're referencing, but it sounds very similar like that. But I don't know. It's not annoying to the point of where it's like, this is driving me crazy. It's more just like a mild annoyance. So I guess because like I grew up with like the internet. I'm not like kids these days just don't understand. They're all they're saying is this dadgum brain rot. I just want them to stop. Like I'm not like that. So I just be like, hey, chill. Especially if they do it like constantly, or if it's someone who's like trying their hardest to like be a class clown in that sense, then I'll stop because like sometimes people will say it constantly. I'm like, like, no, we can say it once or twice. We're not saying it like 6 or 7 times. No. Road work ahead. Yeah, I sure hopes it does. Yeah, like that. Like, would they understand that? Maybe not. So I don't know. It's not bad. Like, but what was it? A student asked me if I knew something, and I was like, I don't know what you're referencing. He was like, oh, it's like this, like something brain rot, like Italian brain rot, and I'm like, I don't know what you're referring to, but no, I don't know. And I was like, I just left it at that. And he was like, okay. It's like, all right. It was a weird exchange. I'm like, I don't know what you expect me to be like. Oh, hey, I know what you're talking about, but I was like, no, I don't know. He's like, okay. And I was like, all right, you're good. Uh, but yeah, you'll have some students who are like asking you, um, like certain things, um, like I had a kid. I have had several kids ask me, "Do you know who Kai Cenat is?" I'm like, "Yeah." I don't want to tell people that like he's close to my age, but I'm like, technically he is. I'm like, "Yeah, I know who Kai Cenat is," and so like a lot of times they'll try to say like Kai Cenat, and I'm like, "No." I was like, because usually it's the same thing with 6 7. Some people try to say it constantly. I'm like, nah, we're not doing that. I think it's kind of interesting how people hate 6 7 with a passion, but think things like 420 or 69 or some other early 2000s meme with the pinnacle of humor. Everything was better when they were young. Exactly. It's looking at it with like nostalgia. It's like, okay, so a messed up joke now, but back then when you were younger or you were in middle school, you're like, oh, this is so funny. Like when your brain wasn't fully developed, like weird transition, but like if you're talking like a dead baby joke, obviously it's not really funny. It's like a dumb, dark humor. But like some people are like, oh, it's so funny, and it's so funny because it's not funny. It's like, it's like middle school behavior. So like I'm helping out middle schoolers, so I should expect middle school behavior. So like there are some things you're like, all right, you're you don't really know what you're saying. Let's have a conversation where it's like, okay, let's not say that, or it's not you're not supposed to say this in context. But like there's some people who hear stuff on TikTok and then try to say it, and I'm like, you do understand what you're saying, right? And they're like, yeah, it's from TikTok. I'm like, no, not from TikTok, from the real world. Don't be saying that. Like, I'm trying to help you out later in your life. Don't be saying that. Um, uh, like what was there was one that like made my head turn. I'm like, what? And they're like, it's from TikTok. I'm like no, you don't know the context for that. You don't know. But I'm trying to think at the top of my head. But great stream. Game got good at the end at least. That's what I'm saying. It got good at the end. I wasn't bored. That's good. And like I said, we got to root for JSN. So like as a group collective, we got to see that happen. So that's good. Um, it is starting to pour down a little bit where I'm at, and it's also a little bit late. So we'll be ending the stream. Like I said, great stream as always. Love having y'all here. I'll be back on Saturday to stream the Auburn Texas A&M game, and then on Sunday, I'm trying to remember what games I'll be able to stream. I know for a fact that I'll stream obviously Sunday night game and then the Monday night game, but I don't know yet what I'm going to be streaming. Either the early slate or I can't do the international game, but either the early slate or the afternoon slate. I don't know which one I'm doing. I'm trying to do some, but obviously if I don't have any other connection outside of like um, Stream East, it's not. It's going to be kind of behind for a lot of y'all. So.